anger.
Oh no, that stumped me.
Look at me, what I did, what I do. Racks in the bags और do be in the stew. मेरी खूबियाँ ना पूछे cause I'm never number two. मिली नाम पे तो fuck दूँ मैं pass पे भी क्यों. I'm a chosen one like a lotion. कब मेरी कली भी है कैली तेरा local दम. 10 पेटी गिरी लगी holding पे शक्ल बेटा डॉलर के साथ how you holding up.
10 में से 11 लगे मिली. Brown hair velvet bitch काफी picky.
वो कसमें खिलाती रहती daily. Fame नहीं है legacy. सीरियलों से लेके TV. चला रो शब्दों की बोली दो कोटेशन बता लोकेशन सोलो ही जाके अस्को डन 3P में खेल रहा हूँ स्टोन पेपर फटे जचता भी तू शुगर कोट लेकर चार्ज करूँ तेल पे आओ वोल्ट देकर I'm the C and the motherfucking vote maker मेरा फेड रहता हाई तेरा लो टेप
10 में से 11 लगे मिली Brown hair velvet bitch काफी picky
खाली वेन्यू नहीं बजे पूरा सिटी ये करते रह गए स्विंग और मैं हिट करूँ ग्रीडी
Taste the hazel tea रंग से Nutella Cheap thrills the way I wanna see her Tip tip पर साथ ठंडी beer I cook she cleans the mess is pretty clear मैंने fuck भी नहीं पैदा baby तेरा नहीं मुकाबला बखूबी तेजी बीन दिया सारा कुड़ा सीन से बाहर ये bags आते freaky नहीं तभी नहीं lazy तू 10 में से 11 लगे मेरी Brown hair velvet bitch काफी picky उसे पसंद मेरी बड़ी punchlines मुझे titties मांगे जब भी sorry आके tip करे dripping
खाली वेन्यू नहीं बजे पूरा सिटी ये करते रह गए स्विंग और मैं हिट करूँ ग्रीडी
What up, chat? यार ये कैमरा को क्या हो जाता है यार?
होंगे फिर से वायरल and you know that I made it. रास्ता नहीं दिखा तो I paid it. Stove भी खुद ही करना I big shit and I aged it. Now no fake shit.
What? अभी माइक तो सही है. I'll be back. Go chat.
That have to be answered for our opening match of stage 2.
Absolutely. We want both these. First of all, support both of these teams and get those bundles because I heard some stuff. This is like the last chance that you're really going to get these classic bundles from the Pacific team. So get them in and support your teams right now. But you're right. Both teams, this is their shot.
मोटाटो तुरक मंत्री टिप 50 रुपीस ब्रो इज ऑन फायर अब सीधा चांद पे जाके रुकेंगे शायद वहाँ वजन कम हो जाए
This is ZETA Division's picks. I'm curious what they've got cooking.
बढ़िया.
Oh my goodness, they've been cooking. What is this?
You,
okay, we got
bro, joke aside, love you,
wow.
bhai.
Okay, I mean this is a little bit crazy. We don't
saab.
see a lot of breach on this map, but you can see it's a clear, deliberate counter to this double duelist meta. Neon Phoenix with that chamber, they have a lot more util to deal with, but you have to watch out for those fault lines. It's not as prevalent as it used to be. You might not have as many in a round, so you need impact every time.
I haven't seen breach on this map since you used to have 3 flashes. On the other side
जिम
of
जाओ
things,
कल से जा रहा हूँ मैं genuine कल से जिम जा रहा हूँ पता है genuine कल से जिम जा रहा हूँ chat में W's कल स्टोरी डालूंगा ओए किलर क्या सीन है
Well, stage 2, all roads do lead to champions. And to take us through the very first match of stage 2, it's Jordan and Quack.
All roads lead to champions, Quack. Is that necessarily the case for this matchup? That's the question I have for you. We're coming early with the BM.
Yeah. I mean, that's just kind of what it is right now.
Right.
It's unavoidable that these teams that we have. You know, it's kind of odd thinking that Gen G are here as well. They are the bottom of the barrel teams. Sorry, I did not mean to do that.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
They are at the bottom of the barrel right now. Right. But yeah, that's
by the way,
what's happening, especially with the points that they have. It's kind of virtually impossible for them to catch up. They have to win these games.
I mean, I think now is the best time for a rebuild, to be fair, for Gen G, and that's obviously what
we are also live on Kick!
As we head into our first match of Stage 2, Gen G need to do some recovering for what they did last season, and This is the perfect match to do it in, right? It's a nice season. See what ZETA can put together as well.
Motato थरक मंत्री टिप 50 rupees. That really got 100k bro. थोड़ा क्रेडिट मेरा भी बनता है. Best streamer.
तुम्हारा लिए क्रेडिट एक अलग से रील डालने वाला हूँ मैं सून. तुम्हारा स्पेशल तुम्हारा क्रेडिट के लिए. Just saying. प्रॉपर तुम्हें क्रेडिट देने के लिए सून. Back it up son. तुम्हें एक्सपोज करने वाला हूँ मैं.
Feels like a pretty good change. I'm very curious about ZETA though. I mean, like they said, Breach hasn't been that common. It's been off meta for quite a while now, ever since the fault line has been reduced down back up to 50 seconds. But I'm curious.
We are also live on Kick, by the way.
Straight out the gates though, looks like Gen G want to be on the front foot. They've got themselves a nice mid setup.
Bro, we are supporting Zenzi straight up.
Keeping a bit of an eye on that, but Texture, he wants to get amongst it, and he certainly will be getting
Whoa,
amongst
whoa,
it.
whoa, whoa, itna aggressive.
2 for 1. Now quickly turning back again in the favor of Gen G, so you could tell that they wanted to make something happen in mid, and they have been successful in that. It's a good start to the map as far as Gen G is concerned.
That is incredible. Just not seeing that too often, but now a bit more contact. Unfortunately, brings ZETA down to their knees. It's just Shoda left. Doesn't have to spike either, so...
Here. Yeah, Karen spotted that as well. So Gen G going to be pretty aware.
Chat, we are live on Kick also. और मैंने prediction डाला हूँ. Make sure you do a prediction.
Trying to make the life a little bit more difficult, but Shota does just have to push his way forward and try and make something happen. Yeah, there's no other way to win the round.
अबे जावले साहब मैंने कॉल किया यार. मेरे को पता नहीं था 1:30 बजे पता है.
I mean, he surely can't just sit here, right? Like, you're not. There's no world though where Gen G is going to walk into this line. Literally, not a single chance that they will walk on that line.
Yeah, maybe you kind of hope that the newer, lesser experienced guys maybe, but nah, it's not happening.
Like, if you want to make something happen in that round as that solo individual, you have to make it happen. Like, you have to be the driving force behind that round. So I'm
lock in now. Lock in. All set up, chat. All set up हो गया.
Good start to Gen G. Maybe a bit of a confidence builder, nerve settler. As you say, a couple of the new members into this lineup will obviously keep a pretty keen eye on what they're going to be able to do.
Chat, we're also live on Kick.
Joining in from
or do a predictions. The predictions on key managers.
Out. So probably gonna have some decent calls as well as the new IGL for Gen G. But
tech pause already.
In that round, you can still see it's pretty much texture and
अबे किसकी तरह दिखता है बताइए ये बंदा.
From EWC qualifiers.
Well, I mean, we've got a tech pause to start things off. Obviously,
अबे किसी की तरह तो दिखता है bro.
These things are going to happen.
ऐसा लग रहा है मैंने इसको बहुत टाइम से देखा हूँ.
Sort of expand upon what was discussed on.
What up, UV bhai? Good morning. Good morning, chat. Good morning.
The biggest storyline coming into this match.
पतला प्रीमी, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Try to continue to persist with that.
मेरा आवाज अभी तक ठीक नहीं हुआ पता है. कल पूरा दिन गला दर्द किया है. पूरा दिन.
Gen G, they've had, I would say, a pretty bad year, right? Kickoff didn't go well for them. Stage 1 didn't go well for them. They've said enough is enough. We need to make some changes.
भाई सबने एक के ऊपर ही लगाया है.
We see Lakia and Zinx out of the roster.
Oh my god.
और निखिल भाई यार सीन है. और भाई कैसे चल रहा है? यू भाई जिंदा हूँ भाई मैं.
That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, like, Gen G go enough is enough. We were at one point one of the best teams in the world, or we were.
ऐसा क्या किया? गला दर्द किया? वो चिल्ला के यार. और क्या किया होगा? और क्या किया होगा, bro?
We need to try and do something, and I like.
And what do you mean? और क्या किया है?
I don't know how it's going to go. We have to wait and see. But
वित्यांश भाई, my bad भाई. मैंने आपकी चैनल पहले भी पढ़ी थी, but मैं ये सेटअप कर रहा था यार, dual stream वाला. Apologies, man. और वित्यांश भाई क्या सीन है?
I was trying to allude to it as we were going into the game there, but I think
you
match
all
against ZETA is probably
all going straight up Gen Z. अभी भी prediction है 7 मिनट की. You can do predictions.
Ease your way in.
चिल्ला रहे थे हम.
It's a good way to build confidence, especially with the group that they have. You might as well
100 लगा दिए.
Anyways, and
कोई तो लगाया ZETA में.
Like getting it right at the go from the pistol.
Bhuvan bhai, what's up, my man?
So I don't know what else to say. I mean, even
अबे हाँ ना यार, मॉन्स्टर की बात ही हुआ. मेरे को नहीं होता यूजुअली इतना. उस दिन मॉन्स्टर बनने के बाद ही
towards Gen G right now. I'm not gonna lie.
वही तो निखिल भाई.
Sunset. is not a map that ZETA plays too often.
इसी
Of
के
course,
कारण गला
that's
दुख रहा
the
ओए
way-
Never know. They could have been working on things in the off season. In the
लिखता है
lab.
क्या इसी
Woman
के
gifted 1,000 trophy cake.
if you look at it from
Trophy
the
cake.
perspective of ZETA, they're also looking
1,000!
at Gen G and saying, hey, this is one of the other weaker teams, right? They didn't have a good season. They haven't had a good year. They're going through a rebuild. They've got
1,000 Bhuvan bhai!
There's a lot of things
Oh
that
my
that
God,
ZETA
bro.
can look
Thanks
at
for
and
the
say, we actually have an opportunity here
1,000!
as well to try to put
Jules,
something together
man!
and get our season rolling on day one.
That's a hope for Japanese Valorant at the very least. Remember, like that was your first cast when we were here, ZETA versus Varel, and how passionate the fans were, how fired up they were, even though they were kind of, basically out of consideration for
anything.
Yeah,
it was literally who
Hello,
doesn't come
Cheetos,
last.
bhai.
They seriously fought tooth and nail.
इमो हो गया लेट्स
Well,
गो
that was one of
ब्रो
the things
चैट
that,
लेट्स गो चैट इमोर्टल
I
इमोर्टल हो गया आई नो रात को बहुत लोगों ने नहीं देखा होगा कि सुबह 6:30 बजे अराउंड इमोर्टल हुआ
what the community's
बट
like.
क्रेजी चैट
You know,
वी
just
डिड
seeing people actually
इमोर्टल इन
It's really
18
nice.
hours
Because I'm used to doing stuff where people don't really care that much.
People are passionate.
People are passionate.
We love it.
And that is very nice.
ये क्या नाम है ये क्या नाम है अचाना हगरिसु
Day one here as well of stage 2 in the arena. There's typically a lot of fans.
स्ट्रीम टिल रेडिएंट ओ
show
माय
up
गॉड
for the
ब्रो
Gen G game.
18 आवर
Quite a
का हमने स्ट्रीम की
contingent.
बताया स्ट्रेट अप अबे क्या हो रहा है
Be some added pressure for a team like Gen G. They want to give the people a reason to actually come. And they've
कल
turned
लड़की
up,
को
but-
देखने
so you
गया
don't
था
wanna
क्या हुआ
disappoint them,
यार
let them
मेरे को
down.
पसंद नहीं आई
Get
यार
that out of your mind. Just
तो मैं
keep
मना
playing
करके
either way.
आया
I wish I could read Korean, but
अभी
I can't.
वापस 2-3 दिन में वापस एक नई लड़की को देखने जाना है आते रहते हैं यार रिश्ते यार
Absolutely not. But I'm not the guy that's been here for 3 or 4 years.
Oh god, I was hoping you wouldn't point that out. I was also hoping that Vic would not put me under the hot seat.
How do you feel
अबे
about the
भाई
build?
YouTube दिखते हैं भाई
Terrible.
हाँ,
Absolutely.
भाई।
You think you're going to be wearing a durian hat again? Did you lose last season as well?
I don't think so.
Who lost
I
last
was
one?
not bottom place.
Was it Achilleos?
I'm hoping it is, but I think it actually became Mika.
Is there
It
is
wasn't Mika.
Pacific
Not sure.
One of
But I
the
know it wasn't me. It was not me.
It wasn't me either.
None
So as long as I didn't come last,
At
that's winning as far as
SNNN
I'm
donated
concerned.
100 rupees through super chat.
We're on an upward
राजकोट ए आगे आप बस आपके करीब रहने के लिए मॉनिटर दिला दो मॉनिटर नहीं हेज
I mean, how are you feeling about today's one?
सुना ब्रो
Up in the air.
बस ना एक काम करो यार
Quick translation.
राजकोट आई गए हो तुरंत आ जाओ मेरे घर ही आ जाओ मॉनिटर की जरूरत ही नहीं है मैं जब नहीं खेल रहा
You know
होगा तुम
what? That
खेल लेना
actually
तुम नहीं खेल
does
रहोगे तो मैं स्ट्रीम कर
remind me
लूंगा
of
क्या
something.
बोलते
The
हो
last time I saw a breach comp on Ascent was by Vietnamese team
क्या
Fancy
बोलते हो?
United Esports.
By the way, you
Bit of
can use
Fancy United
CTS.
Challengers.
Yeah. It's a shame they didn't make it all
Yep.
the way.
They did not do too well with that comp.
Sharper and 555, obviously an interesting prospect for later on in the split. I had Sharper and 555 pegged as the two
Yes.
in my mind, and I predicted towards them most
ये
of the
गेमिंग
time.
को
But I
कांटेक्ट
was a bit
करो
surprised
टोस्टी के
that,
चैनल पे मतलब
we had that upset in the upper bracket. Fancy going through to the upper bracket final of the last chance qualifier over 555. Obviously 555 making.
लेकिन मैं आके ब्लू स्टेक पे फ्री फायर खेलूंगा बूस्ट भर दूंगा मैं तेरे को बुला भी कौन रहा है अगर तू आया ना तो पहले तो तेरे को एक रूम में कैद करके
obviously be Sharper.
I think Sharper has a very good
पंखे
chance.
पे उल्टा लटकाऊंगा भाई मैं फिर पंखा चालू करूंगा
Individuals, I think they're a very solid
Yes.
firepower team when they're on. But I
Well-
just wonder if that's going to get them far enough against the better teams
always a
here in the Pacific.
210
I
fat
see your point, and
Yeah.
there is
Guy,
definitely
go for
something to be
looks
said
instead
about
of
that as well.
behavior.
But if we were kind of watching the
Watch me,
Cobra
buddy.
podcast last
Watch
night,
me.
Yeah, and they were saying
कल से तेरा भाई जा रहा है जिम जा रहा हूं मैं जिम कल से जिम चट लास्ट 2 मिनट बची है प्रेडिक्शन में मेक श्योर यू डू प्रेडिक्शंस ऑन कल जिम जा रहा हूं मैं कल स्टोरी डालूंगा कैप लिख रही हो ना स्टोरी डालूंगा कल मैं
Take of all time. Certainly
It's
not as hot as Quack will win the build diff this
Okay.
season.
स्टोरी
Or some of the
डालूंगा
other
मैं
ones. Barrel will be
देखना
top
भाई
4.
स्टोरी
Come on,
देखना
He loves
मेरी
Farrell. I'm not sure what it is about
Ale.
him, but he does love him.
चल कल किस किस ने
I
वेफर
wanted-
खाया
you know what I wanted my hot take to be? I don't know if I should say this.
अबे आवाज ठीक था
But
पता है
since
मैं
we've got
स्ट्रीम पे
time-
स्टार्ट
since
किया
we've got
आवाज
time,
हो गया
they were talking about the hot takes, and I was like, you know what? Someone should make a hot take about GE because, like, obviously there's been, you know,
Okay.
Frost has departed GE and he's gone to Full Sense, and I think a good hot
जिम
take
तो
would either
जाते
be
नहीं
like,
कल
something
देख
like
भाई
GE is
तू
gonna
कल
win
स्टोरी
the split,
डालूंगा
or
समझा
GE's not going to make playoffs. Like they're not even going to make it out of groups.
I don't know if that's.
ओए ऐसा क्यों बोल रहा है ये
You don't
I
think
think
that's hot?
you could go hotter than that.
You don't think GE the team that did so well last split isn't not making playoffs is not that. You don't think that's hot? I think that's hot.
Okay, that's pretty hot. To be fair, Frost basically said the same thing, but Frost has his own reasons.
Yeah, he's got a personal vendetta. I've got nothing personal involved.
अबे ये लोग इतना hate क्यों कर रहे हैं जी को भाई?
Interesting like conversation point to kind of.
पंचराज जल्दी!
Or you have the take that Full Sense is gonna not make it into playoffs.
No,
that's also a big hot take too.
स्टोरी डालने जिम जाता है नहीं भाई मैं सबको इन्फॉर्म करता हूँ मैं मोटिवेट करता हूँ लोगों
को. Well, to save us from all the L takes,
away from you.
We're gonna work on this tech pause in the downtime. We're gonna take a short break and then we'll be jumping back into game.
जरूर tech pause. कल मैंने 400 ग्राम चिकन लेग पीस पेल दिया, 500 ग्राम बिरयानी. कल मैंने 400 ग्राम चिकन लेग पीस, 500 ग्राम बिरयानी, 300 ग्राम पनीर और 300 ग्राम फ्राइड राइस पेल दिया. अबे पागल है भाई, मतलब पूरे दिन की बात कर रहा है ना तू. नन भाई इसीलिए मैं कहता हूँ TTS यूज करो यार, TTS यूज करो. पिन में से देखो यार, चैट देख रहे ना, तुम्हारी चैट नहीं आई ओए, सिर्फ है चैट देख लेना. आई एम गो स्लीप नॉट एबल टू सिट. क्या करूं यूज बता TTS. पिन मैसेज, पिन मैसेज, पिन मैसेज. ओ हैंडल कर लेना चमन. गो स्लीप ऑफ नो, गो स्लीप. 5K कैलोरी से भी ऊपर है ये. हाँ क्या? अबे माँ सच में, अबे माँ सच में साले, मर जाएगा भाई तू यार. शुभ भाई आएगा यार. मेरा एक है ना पनीर वाला सीन चल रहा है, मतलब अगर हो गया ना तो उससे मैं डालो. मैं यूजुअली चैट, जिसको भी पता है, आई मीन बहुत लोगों को पता ही है, यूजुअली मेरे को कोई स्पॉन्सर्ड आता है, कोई भी स्पॉन्सर, उसका अराउंड में 10-20% मतलब डिपेंड ऑन अमाउंट कि मैं उसका गिव अवे करता ही हूँ. पनीर मतलब स्पॉन्सर यार. तो या निखिल भाई, या आई मीन शुभ भाई, यप दैट्स द रीजन. यार पितांशु भाई इतने मॉड्स हो रखे हैं. थोड़े दिन रुक जाओ. जेन्युइन पितांशु भाई, मैंने याद है मैंने बोला था. तोफी भाई को बहुत काम देता है. मैंने कुछ काम इतना नहीं देता भाई, उसकी तबीयत खराब है, मैंने सामने से बोला था सो जाओ. TTS में 80 से ज्यादा लंबा, क्या बात कर रहे हो यार. 130 है 100 में 240. क्यों नहीं जा रहा? भैया आ तो फिर किधर है? बाहर है, सो रहा है, मम्मी के पास है, सो नहीं रहा, गाली पड़ रही है उसको. कुछ किसी को एड्स नहीं आ रही ना यूट्यूब पे. किक पे तो वैसे भी नहीं आती. जस्ट सेइंग, यूट्यूब पे किसी को ऐड नहीं आ रही ना. चाचा ओए, मॉड्स को यूट्यूबर पे करता है क्या? नहीं ब्रो, मतलब पेड भी होते हैं लोग, बाहर के लोग यूज करते हैं बहुत. जैसे जिसकी चैट लाइक मतलब सोच रहे हो 20-30 हजार की वॉचिंग आती है तो वो लोग मॉड्स को पे करते हैं, बट वो उसका काम भी क्रेजी रहता है। वालेकुम सलाम भाई जान नहीं ओए! मेरे तो वाईटी में मेरे तो कभी नहीं आती डब्लू। ब्रेव ओपी लिखता है साला। चैट वाईटी प्रीमियम कितने का आता है? $198 200 भाई पागल हो यार सच में। इससे अच्छा कोई 200 मेरे को दे दो, मैं डेली एड्स ही ऑफ कर दूंगा। अबे नहीं यार, मेरे को तो 80 रुपए में दिखा रहा था यार 89 में, ऐसा क्यों? YouTube प्रीमियम। ओह माय गॉड साले ये
विशाल नैन टिप्ड 100 रुपीज। अरे यार कॉलेज आ गया हूँ, CPU है पर मॉनिटर के पैसे नहीं। सूरत सेकेंड ईयर पक्का आऊंगा, फर्स्ट ईयर बाहर जाना अलाउड नहीं।
तुम कौन से कॉलेज में गए हो? चलिए देखो, स्टार्ट एट 89 पर मंथ। हाँ सीपी मतलब तुम घर से लाए हो ना, और रहते कहाँ? हॉस्टल में? अबे वाईटी म्यूजिक का नहीं है, वो दोनों सेम में आ जाते हैं। तुम एक लेते हो दोनों आ जाता है, वाईटी प्रीमियम और म्यूजिक दोनों। चमन बताओ भाई। अबे सॉफी भाई अबे कोई किक भेजा। दिस इज माय फर्स्ट एवर किक्स नो। लव यू मेरे भाई, दिस इज माय फर्स्ट एवर किक्स। लेट्स गो। हाउ द फक आई गॉट किक्स, उसको खुद नहीं पता, बताओ। स्टार्ट हो गया, लेट्स गो।
And yes, we had a little bit of a break. Quack wanted to go for a jog, but
गिव मी हेड, शट अप।
he's hit the 5k. He's back in the chair. We're ready
अरे
to go.
चैट इग्नोर करता है वाईटी पे।
One of
ओए
those.
साले,
Solid
तभी कहता हूँ
piece
किक
around
देखो।
win as well.
Push through mid.
एड ब्लॉकर यूज कर यूट्यूब वाला।
Transpire here in
अबे
round
यूट्यूब
two.
प्रीमियम
You know what I
इज
wanna
गुड
throw out
भाई,
real
मेरे
quick
को भी
is
लेना है, बट बहुत महंगा है यार।
When you haven't joined us yet, there was a time Ascent was always going to be the same exact comp. Every team was running the same exact thing.
Right.
Now
Like
we
sure.
have a bit more variety, so I don't hate this breach. I'm just very curious to see what it does because we don't see
Oh,
it too
TP है ना
often.
उसपे,
Right
yep.
now, with pistols though.
उसको
everyone's
shoot and
marching
TP
straight.
करना
The
चाहिए था ना?
main, Okay, good control, especially with the fault line.
इसको
Texture, what are you doing?
Oh, Texture's
Survive.
just,
How
he's
he
just really trying
survived?
to get
How
through
he-
the
how
box.
he
He saw it with the
survived
pistol.
that?
He's seeing it here as well. He
क्या लगता
wants
है
to
कौन
be
जीतेगा?
that player that is
जंजी!
pushing the issue for
चैट
Gen G.
डू अ प्रेडिक्शन। सॉफी भाई वो पिछले वाले का क्या किया? प्रेडिक्शन ऑन था
Gotta
एक,
love it though, especially
मैंने
with
किया,
Psycho
डाला था
Snipes
prediction.
and,
Can't do
maybe
prediction
a
on
glimpse
kick.
back there, so enough information for Raxkull to slow things down. Molly tossed.
Oh my
flash
god, पूरा
out.
गांव ब्लाइंड है ब्रो।
No sound from Zeta though, just a reload. Texture's back.
Yep.
There is
Again,
no
he
way.
just wants to fight. Look at this from Texture. What a start. The ace on offer, and he gets it, of course. Gen G setting the crowd alight in
Texture
round two.
okay?
What
I
a
say
way to
Gen
come
G,
back.
really it was Texture, but I mean,
Okay.
that's exactly what he wants to do. That's why he's been trying to force
But क्यों
the
Eco
issue so
Cobra नहीं
much.
बोलेगा?
And he's one away from the Tour de Force already.
This guy is just.
Oh my
hungry.
god, bro!
You can't see
Texture.
the player cam, but from the plays alone. Oh, and he actually got the ace. Yeah. Is that going to be? Are we invoking the curse now? He was always known to be like Mr. 4K. If he gets an ace, they might.
अबे
start to
Sophie भाई
dip.
ये सब
So,
करने से सो जाओ
all
यार.
jokes aside, I'm very curious to see the team continue because he's now 1 point away from the
What?
ults. But this is a quick execute from ZETA as well. Absol with the double. No response.
He just
from
run it
Gen G.
down,
Your
bro.
curse might actually be real. Karen stuck inside this smoke, not going to have a good time at all. Spam headed in his direction. Door being closed on his face as well. Let's see if Texture can repeat the heroics. He's going to be spotted out by the drone. Was hoping for a fight before it. It's not going to happen, and we might see an ace back in the other direction now as Absol is on for it, and he is gunning for it as well. Surely not back-to-back aces.
Let's get it. Come
Karen
on, XDL.
really trying not to give it to him, and in the end, XDLL will actually give up this line for it. But look, ZETA, nice first round on the board. Much faster play out from them this time with the guns in hand, and that
बोलते ना कि ये देख Eco Ace versus
Absolutely.
Real
And
Ace.
that's what this
Oh
comp
my
can
God.
do, I suppose. We saw a bit of it already with the fault line, you know, giving them control in B main back in one of those rounds. But for this one,
ये जब रिवील हुआ
just
ना,
setting up
ड्रोन
for a
हुआ ना,
huge
आता हुआ तभी
execute.
मेरे
You've
को
got
समझ गया था
flashes, you've
GG
got
bro.
the Waylay being able to dive in, the whole team working around it. If Gen G aren't prepared for hits like that, yeah, maybe the curse is real. We do have Tour de Force in this round though.
टाइम मॉनिटर दिला दे यार, मेरे पे
Xena
ऐसा कोई है नहीं ब्रांड, वो दे रहा होता मैं दे देता यार.
Looks like it. Maybe a little bit of a deeper smoke here. Absol's going to
Love
dive
you,
straight
bhai.
into it. Rascal
Hope so, bhai,
instantly
jaldi mil jaye
deleted. Had
aapko.
no chance there at all. Absol,
Thanks for the
another
double
double
drone,
entry. This is looking phenomenal for ZETA. On the
Chat do
attack at the
prediction
moment.
on kick. Submission mark kick.
Planted.
Ah nah Ash. Oh बच गया वो.
まだいるまだいる65秒上がんないヘブンしかないよこれいいよヘブン上がるわ
कोच का
これ
एमडी
降り
को
てころ
chat.
だけ見てこれこれ外ってやっぱはいよはいよそう3来てる3来てるネオ入ってるなった大丈夫俺ジョーカーしてるよオッケーオッケー茨城来た目の前これでないねああ強い
And they're just so quick to receive, already kind of marking the positions, knowing exactly
ZETA
where
won
Gen G are going to
2-2.
approach from. And you can see how effective those kinds of
Yeah,
rushes or
kick
set
pass
plays
लेने से
can
मत click
be.
करा.
The breach is actually able to cover quite a bit. You start off with a flash, maybe you get some main
अगर
control. The
ZETA
fault line
जीत
comes
गई.
in, blocks off, I guess from their POV would be the right side of the site. And players like
need some-
Rascal would have nothing to do. They turn into a sitting duck, and the whole team from the back end are just not able to fight back either. So I guess that can work out for now, but I'm curious to see what kind of adjustments Gen G brings into it. They're trying to fight for control this time.
Yeah, I think they have to do something different.
मतलब
over
मुझे
on A,
पता है
whether
तेरे
it be
पे नहीं
play a
है.
little bit more aggressively, as they are obviously in this round, or actually play a little bit more for the retake. You know, set up
यार
around
नन
three, set up
भाई.
a bit more towards heaven instead of on the side itself, so that a lot of that breach util.
It's like
gonna be
one day.
At least for now, though, they don't have the
Or day
gun,
one.
Obviously, yeah.
Already peeking out, not seeing anything towards B main. They're a bit curious about middle, so the drone comes out. This should give them enough information that it's going to be an A hit once again. Hence, we see Karen moving into position with Stinger.
Oh, it's the kind of weapon that can do a bit of damage at a range like this one. Drone's going to go forward though. Here's the paranoia from Karen just to try and buy a little bit more time to allow the rotates to come across. But it seems as though ZETA are not interested in committing to A.
Wow, this is so safe. Spotted the flash, calls for a rotation. Which path are they then going to take? They don't see anything towards middle. It's still more of an unknown territory. They hear the one flash. They want to pounce on it.
All right, it's a good kill on the Rascal.
Wallbang
And now the push comes in once again. It is Absol leading the charge. Surely nothing for Karen tucked in the corner. He just eats util. And a couple of bullets set up. Another clean entry onto A.
Very safe. Minimal risks
तू पास
taken.
रहता है तो तेरे
And
भाई
because of that, minimal
राजकोट
damage
पता है
sustained as well.
आता
You
नहीं
can
हूँ
just
मैं
see how they kind of
पर हमारा गांव उस साइड ही है
go in with their thought
मैं जाते ही
process.
नहीं
Of
कभी
course, sometimes you're
पता
going to get
लगा
surprised by heads up duels
short
anyway.
texture
Maybe a weapon picked up
You
now.
got
Texture can do a
two.
bit more damage.
Or save.
Or save, yep.
सेव क्यों अच्छा
So
फुल शील्ड भी है you can
kind of
actually
early. If he gets one more kill, I wouldn't mind seeing him go for it.
हाँ टाइम भी
Good
नहीं है
opportunity to
I
try
don't think
and
so इतना टाइम
Charge
है
that tour de force back up again. If he gets another kill or two.
Why
but,
is he even
surely an
trying?
unwinnable round at this point. hoping that there's someone on the side itself that's going to give him a duel, but that's just not going to happen. So the spike is going to get the better of Texture here.
Just dying?
Get out. Oh well. Not the worst thing in the world. He still has quite a bit of cash for the next round, maybe an op to be brought in, and I think that would be a pretty big upgrade for Gen G as well. I mean, it's quite clear that that's what this comp is intended to do. They already have the double duelists, and if Texture is able to lock off an info line like he used to do back then,
Rascal naam
was talking about it. Go push it
समय सोचा नहीं होगा क्या? अभी वो नहीं जो तुमने रील देखा क्या? वो पहले छोटे थे तब ईमेल कुछ भी रखते थे.
I was gonna say, you know, where do you?
भाई तो गंदा बच्चा है. Thank you.
You want to put it over towards A, which is where the hits have been coming. He's obviously.
बैड फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग हाँ ना उसके फुल शील्ड भी था. मैं जितना तुम्हें कितना रिफंड मिलता मतलब आफ्टर राउंड.
Get one shot off, port back to safety, and then play for the retake. That's the goal for him at least.
किसी पे ऑप का रेट था क्या?
The rest of the team just trying to work around information. They don't see anything
towards mid. अच्छा वो मरा क्यों पता है? किसी पे ऑप का क्रेडिट नहीं था, उसको मरना ही था. भले
that's going to make it tough.
वो जिंदा रहता, वैंडल शील्ड रहती, but ऑप का क्रेडिट नहीं मिलता.
Get a chance to play for one. He's going to push forward, and Absol this time will not win the opening duel. First time in about 3 rounds, he hasn't actually found that initial pick, so it does give Gen G a little bit more room to work, but Eco forcing them back away. Rascal covers off that initial kill. Maintaining the numbers
मोटाटो
advantage, but
थरक
now
मंत्री
Hunter's Fury
टिप
doing
50
its
रुपीस.
work.
तुम जब
XDLL
छोटे
looking for a
थे
little
तब
bit
भी
more,
गंदे
can't
थे
quite convert on the
और अब
third
तो
shot,
और
but
गैंडर
still,
थरकी हो
Gen G now
गए हो.
retaking with 3, and Shooter does get Texture as he drops down right in front of him, trades back on through. XDLL stuck in behind the smoke, but Shock Darts don't really care about the smoke. They've gone too deep. No way. Karen's just going to be able to sit the defuse. The lineup wasn't there. The kills eventually are, but Gen G take around.
They demand a fight.
Yeah, it's still a little bit messy from both sides, though. Either way, I mean, yeah, you could talk about the shock darts.
Expose करने वाला हूँ मैं मतलब expose तो क्या, but
mishap for Texture, waterfalling
you are gone, bro.
able to land the shot instead. But that just tells you how desperate both teams are for success in this stage of Pacific. They need those points. They are fighting tooth and nail. Rolling Thunder for entry. Hunter's Fury just to try to fend off Gen G.
कर रहा था देखा चैट उसको एक भी बुलेट भी नहीं लगी और एक भी शॉक डार्ट भी नहीं लगा.
But even then, no op retreat for this round. Texture's forced to go out into the open, gets punished for it.
Yeah, tough. And he's trying to push forward. He's trying to make something happen. As has been his modus operandi.
मोटाटो थरक मंत्री टिप 50 रुपीस. तुम्हारी थरकी पाने की रील 100 के पार है. अब तो बोलो ही मत. थरकी बॉना.
That wall was triggered.
तुम्हारी रील 200 के जाएगी भाई, तुम देखो. साले. अब मैं भी बोलूँगा छी कितने गंदे इंसान हो तुम.
Conditioning, they're starting to read each other's tendencies.
अल्लाह एक टाइप को क्या हो गया?
But this is, not gonna lie to you, gonna be a pretty tough retake for Gen G.
Yeah. A few ultis available. Maybe you can rip the run it back, look for a bit of information. Ash can follow that in with the overdrive.
मैं चाहता था टेक्सचर की ऑफ सेव कर सकता था.
Thrown in and Ash spamming through the smoke gets the better of Absol. That's going to incentivize the commitment here from Gen G. There's that run it back that we're looking for. Sugar Zero dispatches of that one easily. And Karen drops it meanwhile as well. It's starting to fall apart for Gen G. ZETA hold the site.
Oh my god, ZETA!
That's just fantastic with how they're quickly able to recognize
so
the
well,
situation.
bro.
Knowing that they had quite a bit more space. Absol didn't spot anyone out towards heaven yet. The smoke then comes out. They start to spam through. Yeah, maybe Absol goes down a little bit earlier on than you would have liked if you're a ZETA fan, but look at how they worked around the positions all the way towards the end. Sugar Zero, Eco pushing out from Tree. These are positions that Gen G needed to mark extra angles. They all just focused on towards the ultimates instead, and despite being able to somewhat flood this site, everyone else from ZETA were able to hold. Even I think with the slide, was it an overdrive? I'm not entirely sure, but
timeout already.
To hold that. Everyone from ZETA managed to hold that. That's gonna be
already.
You can see the timeout.
It's worst case scenario for Gen G because they've invested their ultis and they've not got anything out of it. So now they're miles away from the run and back, miles away from the overdrive. All they've got is Karen on the ulti, which
not a strong ulti.
Not a very strong ulti, and you're already kind of like losing these rounds. You're not having an easy way to hold on to the A site. You're not having an easy time of
Gen Z,
retaking the
इसने
site
पक्का ZETA
either.
लिखा है.
Afina's family, who we just saw on the camera there as well, have rocked up to watch this game.
Love it.
And they're losing. So
okay.
They're trying to figure it out. They're having
यार एक दिन तो मैं ना ऐसे मैच देखने जाऊंगा मम्मी को लेके.
The situation is a little bit grim right now for Gen G. Their backs are against the wall.
एक दिन मौका मिलेगा मेरे को. इंटरनेशनल जाऊंगा ये मैच देखने मम्मी को लेके.
This timeout should come in handy. You've got the big operator back in business. Just different positions now.
But Ash holds true. That's a little bit more like it. The quick double. The flash as well coming through there.
इन्होंने combo किया ना?
An immediate response from Gen G, and this is the first time that ZETA have really tried to aggressively, at least early, go towards B. And that's what Gen G have been kind of setting up for most of the map, and it's worked out, finally.
इसमें जज भी है.
So quick.
भाई इन लोगों का रीड कितना स्ट्रॉन्ग था. अगर सोचो ये रीड अच्छा नहीं होता.
Judge somewhere close by as well. Karen hugging the corner.
ओमन का बस जज थी वो रीटेक में भी दिक्कत देता. यूटिल भी इतना गया था.
See the smoke, but that should confirm it.
Oh my god, bro.
What a round from Gen G. All it took was a timeout.
A timeout. And a big confidence boost for Ash as well, being able to land those first two frags.
It's working.
The judge is just unfortunate. ZETA, where's the mid round?
I'm into my game and
anything else?
I mean, it's hard though. Like you want a mid round, but you're a 3v5, you know. So
that's fair.
Your options are, if not limited, going to be very difficult. You know, you're kind of in a rock and a hard place type situation. Whatever decision you make there isn't the right decision when you're down 3-5. Like you just can't win. It's like what's the lesser of two evils?
Yeah. Just pick something, I guess.
Yeah.
In that sense, they picked B main. We go back.
Same setup for Gen G over towards B.
Okay, maybe a bit more of a mid play for ZETA then.
Ash just going to opt to bait out the wall.
He's the one with the movement, so might as well do it. Drone out. Watches catwalk. Ooh, slight trades though.
That's fine. I think that's fine. You know, they're very aware, obviously, of the possibility that one of them will go down. Good trade from Gen G. They still hold on to the space, which is what they were fighting for.
Which is more things
yes, sir, Prabhu Bhai. Yes,
can't
sir.
Commit yet, but what is this? Sugar Zero, you're coming back.
Are you going to hard clear this line? I mean, you kind of have to. You kind of have to be aware that there's a possibility that someone has pushed their way out of A. They've droned in through middle. I don't think Sugar Zero is going to clear it. In fact, he might just bypass it. He's gone straight past.
Wait, he canceled?
Never mind. No! Oh, he made the right choice and then the wrong choice. Here comes Rascal.
Oh my god.
1-for-1 to try and just cause a bit of a ruckus over towards B. The Spike has got into sight though, so there can be a plan here, and there is a chance
उसने अल्ट कैंसिल क्यों किया पता है? उसने बहुत गलत अल्ट मारा था.
A chance. That's gonna be the.
उसने बस क्लोज क्लियर करने के लिए मारा था. अगर वो अल्ट कैंसिल नहीं करता तो सिटी से भी कोई मारता और उसको दिखता भी नहीं कि सिटी कोई बंदा है कि नहीं.
It's too risky right now, so they're gonna stay stuck in the site. Absol doesn't have utility either. This should be a big setup for Gen G, who has pretty much a full kit. Karen with the flash, recon coming in.
उस पे शॉक डार्ट, उस पे यूटिल नहीं है कोई अभी. रीटेक की यूटिल ही नहीं है चैट.
Might as well try and make something happen here.
कुछ नहीं है, literally कुछ नहीं है.
Really there. Paranoia does go through and up close and personal. Absol is dealt with. It's XDLL. They can't get it done.
But still, bro, इसमें तो था woman TP वगैरह था.
Building that recovery.
Very quick.
बस शॉक डार्ट है निकल था. आज रात को गेमिंग यप इसके बाद भी गेमिंग होगी.
So
how did that usually go in your household?
Actually, my parents are pretty supportive.
That's pretty good.
I should have said something for more comedic value, but no. I mean, you look at Afina's score, he actually has 1 kill now, so gonna add that
My
in.
potato is too smart,
right?
thanks, man.
Kind of right call and then wrong call for ZETA. Very unfortunate, but with the cancel, not really anticipating positions. Gen G owns having 1 foot in the door already for the retake. The Hunter's Fury feeling a little bit desperate as well. You just kind of count your eggs.
We're going back to A, and that was where ZETA found all of their success.
Oh. What a molly.
Yeah, a bit more of a setup that time from Gen G. The smoke came through from them as well. ZETA are still going to commit to it.
Texture's in position.
Oh, just looking for one, but gets pushed away by Util once again.
हाँ ना लोग स्ट्रेच खेलते हैं ना मास वो भी नहीं पसंद मेरे को पता है लाइव पे स्ट्रेच खेलने का क्या फायदा भाई तुम e-sport प्लेयर तो नहीं हो यार.
It might be a little tough to get that plant down. Hunter's Fury is hunting.
Oh my god, have he survived?
Hunter will survive for now, though he copped a bit of a tickle. Plant going through.
अबे चेक इन लोगों को मैं कितनी बार इसको अंडर हेवन वो स्टन वाला स्टैट नहीं पता क्या?
The firepower. Fighting for tree. Genji also fighting for tree. There's a flash through, but Eco turns around and bops Rascal in the head. He's found a double. This might start to get dangerous. Genji need a recovery, and they're getting it in the form of Current and Texture. They're putting some kills together. Shota still under balcony, will be traded down. It's now down to Sugar Zero. Fina in the 1v1, but this is all on the line for Sugar Zero. Easy, you'd think, but it won't be in the end. There's time for the defuse.
It was a very anti by very
will
anti.
Go to 6.
Okay. Yeah, we can heave a sigh of relief off of that one, but that was a round where Zeta made it quite risky. It was off of a half buy. It was Stingers and Sheriffs.
But they have so much delaying util. I mean, like
almost
they just keep throwing pieces
by the way,
of util in here and there. And then of course a couple of really nice shots out from Eco make it interesting, but time pressure was already on.
I don't think it shouldn't have gone this far for Zeta, especially with Genji's full buy, but lovely stuff either way for Karen to be able to break out that crossfire.
But actually good to go. Actually good to go.
Make it work. You go again.
Here we go again for Texture as well.
ये round throw नहीं था. ये round तो variant था bro.
Okay, what's the conditioning going to be? You have breach util, but you're not dumping it yet. You want to set up for tree and an A short push.
This could actually work out pretty nicely for Zeta, as they've got numbers, but so too to Genji, and Karen's able to double down just to keep it in check. A missed shot out of Texture.
Huh?
He is going to be pushed away from the side. Zeta are not interested. They want to reset the round.
2v2, they have quite some space to make it happen, so knowing that their opponents are going to be repositioning, they double back.
भाई मेरे को पता है ये जो कभी है ना ए टॉप की मिड टॉप की ये कभी ये वाली बिल्कुल नहीं पसंद बिल्कुल ही नहीं पसंद मेरे को ना तो होल्ड करने में ना तो अटैक में बिल्कुल ही नहीं पसंद दर्शन चैट में पता नहीं यार वो अपने फेवरेट स्ट्रीमर्स की स्ट्रीम देख रहा होगा ना हमारी थोड़ी
Do they have a smoke? Is it going to come back? No, they're just going to break it.
That'll be info.
30 seconds left.
Texture. Not moving.
Nope.
There's an opportunity.
Difficulty is Athena just needs to buy the time.
They know. I don't know how, but they know.
Through from Zeta.
Athena have to secure a kill.
Oh, it's really copying everything, but
still got one.
Down B.
Makes it much more winnable here for Texture in the 1v1.
Nah, that's crazy. He still got one. Is crazy,
down
bro.
to the up and headhunters though.
Feels like a must-win round though for Zeta.
Imagine, bro.
And he's going to walk right into the crosshair. Texture misses the shot. Headhunter out, but the swing comes back on in, and Zeta will win. Another round for themselves.
What a read! What a read!
That's a big confidence round for Zeta.
Nah,
and some fancy.
पता है ये ब्रीच इंस्टेंट क्यों पिक लिया? उसको पता है कि चैम्बर है, ऑफ शॉट मिस किया तो हेडहंटर निकालेगा. It's easy to fight with headhunter.
Of course, it's elevation as well. I mean, Genji does good to recognize where the hit's approaching from, especially off of that drone. They tried to get ahead, but still with numbers, Zeta are able to reset and then now we go into the last round of the first half. Okay, Eco, it's still early.
Yeah.
But what a way to do it. Sudden aggression from Genji.
Oh, and it's dealt with pretty well by Shota. He was alone on the B side of the map. Gets the 1-for-1 against 3. You have to take that. Burns that runner back as
मोटाटो ठरक मंत्री टिप 50 रुपीस मेरा फेवरेट एक हाई एआई
Karen's on the move again, and Karen
the only
got a lot of space
the
outside of B.
The ठरक किंग बॉन्टो
having played different roles back then in stage 1, back onto the controller now as well, so he's a bit more comfortable, but having that courage to go out for certain lurks, it's pretty lovely, especially when you know you're against Zeta, a team
you calling a
so safe.
You calling a 5-9 guy
every step of the way.
A Bona. Imagine, bro.
Into a pretty solid setup over towards B here, and you've got that rotate coming through from Rascal as well. Drone is going to start to give away the intentions. That conversion path invested by Zeta, and the entries are actually not bad. Third player over there can't get anything done. You would have thought that would have been a
round-winning
setup for Gen G, but it's not.
But imagine!
To get it done this time against 2.
Motato लिखता है हाँ ना.
He's picked up a rifle. Still has the snipes.
Everything below 6 is bonus. Shut up.
Dig them out.
ये
of
जो
position,
ठरक
that's the
मंत्री वो
difficulty.
खुद
He's gotta push his
6
way
से
forward.
ऊपर नहीं है भाई. वो
His
6
team's
6
far
भी
up as
नहीं
well.
है.
You know, you can't really
वो
win
खुद
a 1v2
5
in these
8
circumstances
होगा
unless
यार.
a mistake is made by
लिख
ZETA,
के बता
unless
रहा
they
हूँ
give
मैं.
him
और
a peek.
खुद सबको बोल रहा होगा एवरेज हाइट होती है
But if he
ब्रो.
has to get
एवरेज
in
हाइट
close
होती है. और
range and
इधर
try
मेरे
and
को
take them
5-9 पे बोना बोलता
It
है ये.
should not go his way. There's an angle and a connection as well, but
इको था.
through the wall, not enough, and so 6-6 is the first half score.
मतलब फोर्स था. But still, guns advantage
Thinking
था.
about EWC results, this is not what I would have expected, but what a way for ZETA to be able to answer back. Fault line out towards stairs, they started to have an inkling that Texture could
Motato
have
Tharak
been
Mantri
approaching
tip
out from
50
that
rupees.
fast
Why
lane instead.
imagine?
And
I am
unfortunately,
actually calling
with
you
that tour de force
Bon.
shot whiffing, if it actually
Bonato.
landed, Eco might have
I'm
been
6-8.
slowed down by the field, but
आजा नाप ले.
well, thanks to that now, he gets his little moment.
कितना बोला ये? 6-1.
So 6-6 will go again.
Yeah, it looked for a moment like
Stop
Genji
the
was really going to pull
cap,
ahead
buddy.
there.
Stop the cap.
But
Yeah.
last couple of rounds in the back end there.
तुमने वो नहीं सुना? जो होता है वही, जो बोलता है वही होता है.
Doesn't matter how you get the rounds done necessarily. Keep yourself in a competitive position, which they have done.
I guess
Anything can
so.
happen in the second half.
But it really just makes you wonder, you know, what's going on as well with
Stop
the teams.
imagining,
Like,
bro. You have
earlier on, they
6-1.
started off
Stop.
pretty well with the pistol, the way they were pushing out, Texture having that adventurous sense within him to continue hunting for peaks, but then ever since the
Monato
timeout, you know, he's been
Salo.
swapped over to more anchor duty. But especially for that last round, right? He was anchoring out towards
भाई
shoulder.
कुछ अच्छा कमबैक करे किया करो. क्या होता है ब्रो? What do you mean by कुछ अच्छा कमबैक किया करो? Comeback?
Hell, they weren't able to take down ZETA as they pushed through. That's yeah, a little bit worrisome.
Probably did need to be a little bit cleaner from Genji. They had the right setup, like you're saying. But end of the day, 6 is enough.
कमबैक करने की जरूरत
for
भी
both
नहीं थी bro.
teams
He's
to work
not
with.
6-1. Come on.
See how the second half plays out. Now Genji are the ones on the offense, and they were trying to be pretty proactive on their defensive side as well. So I think this
मजा
will
आ रहा है
suit
तो
them.
लिखूंगा ना Monato.
Especially with those duelists in hand, Ash can be still quite
BTS
deadly.
वाला भर देता है तुम्हें रिप्लाई नहीं होता.
Early Thorns pop.
फिर इसको दिखा मुझे लगा टाइमिंग हुआ
Genji
जिगल
still
का.
sticking around while ZETA pushes out middle.
Oh my.
Absol's going to have to try
double
to
pick, no?
exit that awkward situation, but Genji across the map are finding their picks. One towards tree, two towards middle. Absol's hiding inside that smoke, but low on HP, so feeling a little bit wary about things in this round.
Sugar
Leaning in
Zero.
the direction of Genji again.
He's definitely feeling kind of hot under the collar as well. Tries to create some space for himself towards main, but it's not clear enough. Bandit takes him down.
Teleport's ready.
And maybe the hops hurt as well for Texture. That's an easy headshot. Both pistols being claimed by Genji. There is a lot of confidence with this, within this team.
Well, no excuses if you don't win the map from here. You take both pistols.
Definitely have to. I can just see how much desire there is for this team to go back to their former glory. Taking both pistols, pushing out. Even though they were kind of met with some resistance outside of middle, Ash immediately
Oh,
dips
by
back
the way,
and
chat, कल
gets
night
a headshot
market
off the
है.
Sheriff. It's that kind of confidence that you want to
Mandri.
see in a team like this. Off to the next round, though. A little bit of a Marshall, the rest of them are
Equal round है ना इन लोगों का,
rifles,
but
but not
4-1
seeing any
B
movement
stack
from
कर रहे
ZETA
हैं.
yet. Can be quite
और
unsettling
ये
in some
लोग
situations.
B ही जाने
ZETA
वाले
have
A फेक
themselves a
करके.
pretty neat
Viker
stack
B के
on
बाहर
the B
बैठा है.
side.
Oh nah, yes,
Texture's
rotating
just
no.
doing texture things though.
Yeah, he can always
Up
dip
down
back
है.
out. Aye!
Or
Do
not.
it. अभी इनको पता है स्टैक है. अभी ये
walk into
इंस्टेंट
that
रश
high-low,
करेंगे.
you're gonna have
एक मार्शल
problems.
मिला है उनको बस.
Alright. Pretty clear read then from this point forward. A side is clear. Genji should be looking to push in, but they're a bit wary because of that smoke. What a good time and what a sneaky position as well for Sugar Zero.
Have made a lot of noise on this rotate, so ZETA have almost beaten them to the punch. Not quite, but they do have 5 players over here
Marshall वाला किधर है?
immediately for the retake. They're going to have a lot of time to work
Three
with.
पे.
Yeah, especially down to the guns, but they have so much utility. ZETA,
Parano लेके बैठा है
flashes,
वो.
fault lines, everything.
Oh, and
my
Ash just
God,
caught out
what a
in no
good
man's
util,
land.
bhai.
Someone has got to
What a
chime in
good
soon for
util.
Genji, otherwise the numbers are going to overwhelm them. Luckily, Rascal can do just that.
मेरे को ये फ्लैश पसंद नहीं है
slow things down. Now needs to probably chance his way through that smoke. Karen with some sharp shooting will keep it alive. It could have been awkward, but in the end, Genji will navigate the treacherous waters.
लगता है हार गए इको. ऐसा लगता है कि बस 50 हो ही गया. Last के 2 बंदे मार देते हैं.
So far, and his stats just continue to build. Karon broke up the crossfire from P4, and now he's once again showing off his mechanics. Just being able to play like that. I mean, it is kind of an anti-eco, so don't really put that much stake into it, but it's still lovely to witness. However, at the same time, I do have to point out, this is what ZETA's composition can do. If they don't spend that much utility in the first halves of the round, and they save up for it, the retakes can be quite lethal. So much to throw against their opponents, depending on how it goes. And right now, just the delaying and stalling from the Vise onto this B site.
Oh. That's a big gun in the hands of XDLL. And they're walking right into him, but it won't matter if Tex just got a headshot to hand out. Here comes the commitment from Gen G, smoking towards middle, drone out as well, and they're sending Rascal forward.
Yeah, buddy. उसने side clear नहीं हुआ, side clear नहीं हुआ.
So it's back to 4-on-4, but it's just such a nice creep from Texture onto the line. Shota had no idea. Absol's got way too much to watch. And Gen G with a very sneaky entry really into B.
Managed to find a lot of success. Sheer Wall still committing in, and that's especially thanks to, well, what's more meta. Raxkull with this Phoenix has a round 3 run it back. Although still down with the trades though, ZETA still trying to find some damage wherever possible, but yeah, now you have a taste of your own medicine. You bought up an Odin, you're gonna have to die by the Odin.
Hard to dodge flash किसका लगता है?
Hold on to it to the next round as well.
इसका flash dodge करना सबसे hard है.
Might not be as potent now, especially with some of the map changes. Certain areas no longer spammable, but certain areas still are. You know, for example, like Boathouse with the little walls and corners, but
oh, the fadeaway, that's insane.
I don't think so, Yuru.
It's got to be pretty
Phoenix,
lovely,
right? Exactly.
Gone off the stage for a while, and now coming back to it with such a team.
GF का लिखता है GF का.
Moving forward, we're gonna have to listen in to one of the teams.
Genji.
ये होगा. I think.
Or not.
Yeah, I think. Bro, it's Phoenix.
As they try to break down the round.
It's all just pistols from ZETA though. I'm curious what they're thinking.
अबे यार prediction का क्या हुआ? Oh, मैं खत्म करूँ क्या रुको?
형 스모크 다 빠졌다.
अच्छा वो सॉफ्ट भाई है क्या?
블록 치고 먹을게. 블록 치고. 안 나왔어. 커버해줘. B 소바 브리치였어. A 모여서 A 그냥 가자. 이거 바이 쓸 수도 있다. 스턴 없고 플래시 하나 빠졌고. 와인까지.
कौन सी लैंग्वेज में बोल रहे थे?
와인. 드론이랑 불벽으로 펌핑할 거고. 불벽 없어. 가자. 불벽 없대. 나 스모크로 할게.
I heard A. I think they're still pretty intent on it, but that smoke does buy a bit of time for ZETA. They are set up to maybe pick some shots as they try to execute Genji.
उसने smoke clear किया क्या? Oh.
Just don't really have the firepower. It's gonna have to be some sharp shooting out of those sheriffs.
क्या कर रहे लोग?
XDLL and Eco.
Oh, he's waiting for chamber.
It's a good start for Texture. Could have gone either way. Shota does some decent damage, but it's really not going to be enough. Sheriffs aren't even allowed to play.
भाई बस chamber को एक pick मिला पूरा गांव चढ़ गया बे side पे.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Sharma Auntie tipped 50 rupees the hardest flashes. Your 2 flashes, I just wanna eat them.
Gonna have to be timeout.
Umma aha.
For ZETA, you'd think.
Kind of hope for it. I believe it is coming into the next round to see the timer being paused. And they definitely do have to kind of work around Genji's aggression. Genji now with that confidence, with a lot more decisive calling. They see little gaps, they take down one player outside of B main, and they're like, yeah, we kind of know where we want to go.
What do you mean
double
by
back in towards A side. And they've been showing this such more decisiveness in the past several rounds now, especially since swapping over onto the attack side. Look at that, 4 rounds in a row. Everyone's just continuing to pad stats. Texture almost mirroring Karon pretty soon.
Yeah, I think Tech's just loving this game, right? He looks very free. He's kind of getting to do what he wants. He's been on the sort of anchor solo side of the picture. When he was on the defense, he was sort of solo holding sides and, you know, doing what he needed to do, getting aggressive in circumstances where he could. And now on the attack, kind of just lurking around. He's been that X-factor player. So he's having a good time, getting to play the game that he wants to. He's probably calling his own shots, and the rest of the team.
भाई क्या perfect time पे आया हूँ जब चैम्बर ने भी perfect बोला.
Definitely is, especially now they're on double digits as well. It's extra pressure for Zeta. They have an op in this round though. I want to see what it does. Absol station towards B.
क्यों नहीं बोलना चाहिए? Hate you, bro.
To make calls as well. Try to get a good read for how their opponents are playing, but so far it's been somewhat passive. They should be hearing footsteps towards middle.
I don't know how much that's going to help them though. You know, obviously they lost mid control, but map's kind of cut in half now, unfortunately for ZETA.
Like Sugar Zero, maybe. No, he can't. It's just not safe yet. The drone does come in to check and clear a bit. They start to set up some kind of a trap towards market, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good clear, but you don't want to be going any further. That's a pretty insane setup from XDLL.
Oh my god, Odin और वो
this does end up being a B
बैठे
split
bro.
though. Those two are going to have a lot of work on their shoulders.
बीच हाथ में util लेके बैठा है ना? नहीं.
Ball goes up. Here comes Ash. Oh, good swing, but there's that setup. Eco and XDLL causing a bit of an issue, and now you need the B main players to activate. They have not. Gen.G haven't quite got it right this time around. A missed shot from Texture. He makes amends for it off screen. Still, the numbers are at a deficit for Gen.G, but they have been able to walk their way into B. Texture is in a forward hold position. Athena is going to get the Hunter's Fury as well. Could use that to delay, and will. Oh, thought it was a tag, not quite connecting onto XDLL, but that's close as well.
How?
Texture has an angle.
Yeah, buys a bit of time. Texture has to hit this next shot. In fact, probably almost has to swing. And have a look. And he does! Ooh. And he does connect as well, and back onto the line. XDLL going to try to pre-fire the corner. Athena waiting on an off angle will delete Sugar Zero. And now we're back in action. It is going to be a wallbang battle. The Odin's looking for one another. XDLL gets the better of Athena, but that time is ticking ever so quickly. And Texture, has he got it done? I think he has. No time for defuse. Gen.G are going to 11.
Oh my god, what a turn of events. Odin for Odin still, and it prevails. But ultimately, with Texture landing that one shot, slowed down Sugar Zero by a step. That was enough for XDLL to come back in as well. I mean, Athena to come back in. And that's maybe not as clean as some people would have liked, but either way, it's a great step forward for the Korean team that, used to be at the top of their game. Now they're starting that climb back towards it. Pistols for ZETA. Feels like they're poised to get map point.
Yeah, you would think so. ZETA's going to try and do something a bit more aggressive.
Where's this coming from?
XDLL really investing. No real connections though going his way. Texture porting back on out. Doesn't actually get connected by that Hunter's Fury. He got 2 before he fell. So that's mission successful.
Yeah, dodge किया Neon ने देखा chat slide में.
And with that, then able to make a
beach slide में ये किया
so
flash dodge किया.
Not gonna bother them. They're just a bit more worried about the position, trying to get a good read for it. Some slight timings. Absol gives off his position.
Vice का site है और Vice नहीं है.
So now everyone's quite aware. A main being held to Karen continuing to mark the back. He spotted that. What?
Okay. Spanner in the works, maybe. Rascal still holding on to his position and buying a lot of time. He's not going to get the kill. Eco is doing a lot of work with the Sheriff at the moment.
Thrifty?
Shot going through as well. How is Eco putting this together? Athena, the last man standing, will try and hold it down. Defuse is safe for now, but Athena could get it done. The shock dart pushing him off the defuse. There's another one through. And Athena gets it done. Gen.G will indeed get to 12, but
it's always
by the skin of their teeth.
Gen.G losing Thrifty.
Oh yeah. And they won. Definitely should not have been seeing Eco do that much damage. It was
literally
kind of unsightly, but very impressive indeed. Fault lines, every bit of utility. The rolling thunder after he smelled that slight bit of scent of victory.
इसलिए वो लोग Gen Z
but
है.
even then, new IGL steps onto the plate. Debut game, and he comes in with a Red Bull clutch. Shock darts to make it happen as well. That is a hell of a bullseye. We go into the next one, which
Holy
could be the
bro,
last.
holy.
A desperate buy for Zeta.
Which is so annoying bro, true. Breach and fade बहुत annoying है bro. Fade भी बहुत annoying है. Imagine तुम 1v1 में हो against fade, वो seize डालेगा, 2 prowler डालेगा, पहले I डालेगा, info लेगा, उसमें वो prowler डालेगा, seize डालेगा, एक और prowler डालेगा, ult है तो फिर तो cooked हो तुम. मेरे को fade और breach बहुत annoying लगते हैं.
Just playing it reserved as well, giving themselves options to back out if needed or to build up onto ults. Look at that. Rascal one away from running back.
What a मिल गया. Yes sir.
Does get triggered. So again ZETA aware
But specific का ही मिला है बस.
happenings in B main.
बाहर का EME वगैरह नहीं मिला यार.
There is no lurk push. Now starts to
America's EME नहीं मिला.
Team, they can just make a full rush in towards B site.
This is a good push from Absol. I just think it might be a little bit too little too late as we see that hit coming through.
कौन से मरा है वो?
Inside of that fast lane, Ash and Athena had no idea. It's a missed shot though from Absol. Maybe Gen.G can have an avenue back in if they can pick him here in middle. He has stuck around. 13 seconds left on the clock though. They are just not going to go for it.
You can't. There's really not much to do. Gen.G a little bit unfortunate for this round, but they should have themselves a pretty good idea of how ZETA tends to set up. Absol towards middle, maybe towards some extremities of the map, but also the Vise plus Sova to anchor down the B site. With the ultimates coming up in the next round, ZETA need to anticipate a potential, execute a potential hit somewhere. They've done pretty well in this round, especially with Shota being able to get those anchor shots off of B main.
वो starting में support करता था जब Mindfreak था.
Well, it's first round in the second half for ZETA.
Hey, look at that.
Better than nothing. But they are going to need another 5 in a row to make this a map of any interest from here.
Oh my god. This is a weird swap.
Enemy mark.
There's not much in terms of utility from ZETA to delay hits on towards the B site. Vise is elsewhere. They have some information though, at least.
It's a lot of territory taken early on in the round though for Gen.G that ZETA now are forced to play back on the B side. They don't have any info on the B side of the map right now.
3 middle, op heard. Gen.G has a pretty good idea. ZETA's intention was to try to cut Gen.G off as they maybe tried to rotate back over onto A side, but that's not happening now. ZETA are slow to rotate. They have no other information anywhere else. It's just Shota. He does have Steel Garden though.
Yep. He's got
I think
got the wall as well.
Side?
That could really slow Gen.G down.
ये thorns नहीं on नहीं कर रहा.
There you go.
और ये लोग तोड़ क्यों नहीं रहे? What the fuck?
Util. It's going to be the run it back. That should burn all of it and maybe even get a kill here. Shota's going to go down. That is a miracle. A bit of magic from Rascal. I thought surely he could get nothing done, but in the end, an important opening, and that might seal the deal for Gen.G. A 4-on-5 retake now required for ZETA.
And not much else to make it happen too. Convergent path, sure. Yeah, fault line, everything flashes, but they need to find the kills too. Look at where Gen.G are positioned already. They know they have space.
Oh, ये Phoenix को clear करेगा ना?
Convergent paths don't connect onto anybody either. Rascal tucked in the corner, lets the first go by, and then deals with the second. Not quite the third, but there is still enough coverage on this site for Gen.G to feel comfortable right now. A swing from Ash and a miss. That's not what you want. 2-on-2. Hunter's Fury in from Athena to play a delay, and ZETA just cannot afford that delay. There is no time, the map is done. They will not get the defuse. 13-7, Gen.G close map 1.
Just as quick as it happened. Not even double digits for ZETA. They did have a pretty curious composition. It had me intrigued for a second, I'll say that. But either way, in the game itself, and some of the micro plays, some of the intentions that you start to witness from how Gen.G tried to operate you can tell that this team
शुभ भाई usually
has
ऐसा ही होता है
found
जिसका मैपिक
confidence,
होता है वो उसमें हारता ही है पता
popping
नहीं
off round after round. Karen as well.
Chat make sure to like the stream.
Yeah, 100%. Happy days for the Gen G fans in the crowd. There's no doubt about that. We're going to hand it down to the stage in a second. See what Jen has to say.
डिफेंस मैप पे अटैक करके जीती है. Oh my god, bro.
Ascent is in the back for Gen G. Now I'm standing here with Coach Solo. Solo, congratulations. First things first, what did you think of Raxcal and Athena's performance on Ascent, and how would this addition affect the way Gen G plays in Stage 2 moving forward? 감독님 일단 어센트 승리 축하드리고요. 먼저 최근에 합류하게 된 에피나 선수와 락스칼 선수의 1세트 퍼포먼스에 대해서 어떻게 생각하셨는지 들어보고 싶고요. 그리고 이 두 선수의 합류로 인해서 좀 어떤 변화를 기대해보면 좋을지 궁금합니다.
हाई नहीं बोल सकता bro.
뭐 초반에는 조금 저희가 비슷하게 갔지만 그래도 후반에 나경이 선수가 에피나 선수가 오더를 잘해줘가지고 네,
यार परी नजर
민석이 락스칼 선수도 개인적으로 연습 때만큼 잘해줘서 쉽게 이긴 것 같고 그리고 두 명의 선수가 좀 장난도 잘 치고 그리고 에피나 선수가 너무 저희 팀을 항상 웃게 만들어줘요. 그래서 약간 분위기가 좀 업되는 게 있는 것 같습니다. 네.
약간 그 텍스처 선수의 시너지가 많이 나는 것 같더라고요. 알겠습니다. Well, yeah, I think in the first half it was neck and neck, but then the second half, Athena started making really good calls, and Raxcal was able to perform as he does usually in practice as well. So I think we were able to kind of close it out in an easier way compared to how first half went. And I think in terms of Athena, he really brings that energy. He makes us laugh a lot. So I think we have that good vibe going on. I think we can expect a lot more from this team going forward with these two players on the team. Thank you very much, Solo, and best of luck in the next map. 감사합니다.
कंसामिदा चट कंसामिदा क्या होता है? Thank you होता है ना?
Well, it was a close first half between these two teams, but Gen G ended up stepping through here and winning out on Ascent. And I like what Solo has to say about the two newest members to Gen G. Athena, unsurprisingly, is the vibes guy happening and making everyone laugh throughout. But Raxcal, he's new. He's so young. And he's new to the stage, and Solo has expressed how like, this is good performance happening in practice, happening in scrims, to come through here on the stage. So looks like it paid off so far.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried for him in that first half. It took a while to get into the game, but then in the second half, felt like both of them came alive. Athena with those big...
वो जो incidents हुआ, we call it incidents of course. उससे पहले चैट में क्या होता था पता है? मोटा और बोना. इस दो के अलावा मुझे कुछ और दिखता नहीं था. बट वो इंसिडेंट्स के बाद I'm turkey. ये देखो, ये देखो,
Definitely. So it's good to see the core members of Gen G playing, you know, to the standard that we're used to seeing them play with, especially with two new members on the team.
ये माना कि वो इंसिडेंट था.
For the attack side, but then
it's hard though. Like you know, they're playing this execute heavy comp where
आना यार एलन भाई कौन अभी समझाऊं मैं कैसे? पता सबको है कि वो टाइपो था एलन भाई, बट किसी को मानना नहीं है.
your neon fast lane or something like that. It's honestly pretty annoying.
Yeah, I don't think the Vice is the perfect sentinel really for those trap plays. Yes, there's the wall to get that sort of passive info, but by nature it splits them in half. So I just don't think it's the perfect level of synergy there. Taking a look at the scoreboard, I want to shout out obviously Texture on that chamber. This is a performance we want to see. But Karen on that Omen, he's back home. He's back on the role that we wanted to see for so long. And surprise, surprise, he's putting up the numbers.
I'm glad that we were very devastated throughout stage one every time he was not on the Omen.
I was angry.
Yeah.
I was
Put it
angry
lightly.
because he's so good at it. He's so clearly good at it, and that felt really, really great.
उधर
to
thumbnail
see.
कैसा
On
है?
the flip side, Eco there really
देखो,
stepping
YouTube
up
पे
in
भी देखो,
numbers
YouTube पे भी
towards that.
देखो।
And XDL, I think pretty solid throughout in the fragging department as well.
YouTube पे भी देखो। शॉर्ट्स के व्यूज प्लस ये देखो 62 कमेंट्स बाय द वे। दिखना पहली कमेंट मसल मेमोरीज ब्रो टाइप दैट मैसेज लाइक ही यूज्ड टू। ये तो मैं भी सरप्राइज्ड हूँ। जनरेशनल फंबल थ्रू
to get it together. They were able to win one or two of them, but they just dug themselves too big of a hole, unfortunately.
Well,
Well, in fact, let's zoom in a bit more
bro.
on the breach, okay?
Yeah.
This is the one we had the most question marks about.
So if you're going to play the breach, it's a bit of a gimmick comp, but the most important thing is you have these strong, powerful executes because you have so much util. Yeah, you see them slam.
कल मैंने भी टीचर के सामने सिलेक्शन को सेक्सेशन बोल दिया। भाई ये तो स्किल इशू है ब्रो, ये तो एक्चुअली स्किल इशू है। बोल दिया और टाइपो है।
Yeah, at the end of the
There
day,
is
his
huge
job is
difference.
to absorb utility, slow the other team down. But what the Gen G comp does very well is bully space. You can slam yourself in a paranoia, a relay bolt into a main, and if the other team gets caught by it trying to set up one of those executes, they're going to get absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, I think that was a really nice timeout adjustment to know that the Neon can beat that trap. It can get in front of the util. They sort of countered that
भाई ये
aggression
बंदा
with their
बस है
own
ब्रो। ये
faster
किसका नाम
paced
क्या है?
aggression
किसी को
with the
पता है?
double
This is a
duelist.
very
And then you saw them
double
manage to
guy, bro.
disrupt that half and then snowball that momentum into the attack.
I think at the end of the day, like recently, we haven't seen, unfortunately, Gen G be a particularly competitive team. Although they had some very, very close games with some very, very good teams in the group stage last time, but I think they're a little bit underrated for how they understand to use the chamber, and then the Neon comps in particular. They make some pretty good adjustments, as I've been seeing, and I think that's just one example of them in that last game.
And we can't count out the coaches
Rank?
as well, you know, that timeout like you called
Himachal,
there. He has so much experience
110
and
RR,
losing now at
baby.
this point that Solo and his coaching staff have managed to pull through. And you know, you were laughing at my hot take earlier about Gen G winning groups. I know this is still day
Calm
one.
down. It's map 1 Zeta division.
I know.
We gotta chill.
But is it so hot anymore?
No, I will
Maybe
say,
it's okay.
I think they dealt with it well. You know, those breach comps are often good for getting that first win on the board because it's hard unless you have practice against it. So Gen G did really well to stave that off, and they will be moving on to their own map pick of Sunset, which is in itself a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one. We've seen Gen G play this in the past, though, with various iterations of their rosters. I remember Texture running around on this map and having a pretty good time.
पॉइंट दिए यार। चैट नया प्रेडिक्शन भाई सबने स्ट्रेट अप जनजी पे लगाया है। तुम्हें लगता है 2-0 करेगी? ब्रो कम ऑन भाई, ZETA बहुत अच्छा खेल रही है।
Yeah, I mean, I think comp-wise for me, for Gen G, I think they can run more or less exactly what they ran on Ascent.
भाई कोई तो शाना बंदा है जिसने 10 लगाया है सिर्फ ताकि वो।
It wouldn't surprise me if this is an archetype that they've adapted across most
कोई तो
of their
शाना है
maps
जिसने
because
बस
the
10
meta is
लगाया है,
very
पता है?
favored to this style right now.
I mean, the last time I remember memorably
मैं
Zeta
हूँ
playing
भाई,
Sunset
आना।
was when Def was still on the roster. They were running that Phoenix with him, and they had some success there, but it's a completely different roster now. Def is so far gone at the moment, so I think this is going to be interesting at the very least.
फ्रॉस्टी कोई गेम बताना रात के लिए, किक के लिए।
Ascent.
I mean, you could see a breach. You might see
Exactly.
Jet, by the way. We haven't finished off challenges, Japan.
मैं
They
फिट
can
हो गया
still
था।
make it back in, to be honest.
에피나 선수가
round. Zeta
Sunset and Decider Heaven.
A potential.
I kind of don't want to see it because they've already shown that Gen G are able to beat that style. So I think if they have a breach ready for this next map, they'll be a little bit worried that they have to execute much, much better.
वॉच पार्टी के बाद अपना लो लो सब्स के साथ खेल के चैम्प्स का वॉच पार्टी एक्सेस मिलता है। हाँ,
You know, Zeta's really
वॉच
good
पार्टी
at
के बाद
having
अपने
a
लो
couple
लो
game
सब्स
plans.
के साथ
The-
खेल के
I
चैम्प्स का
think
वॉच
the
पार्टी
thing they
एक्सेस।
need more
हाँ,
is a couple more game plans. You know, if the other team ends
think
up
they
bro,
need-
reach
they need
Evo
less
and
game
immediately
plans. They
become a
need
watch
more
party
shoot the
streamer.
other
Yes,
team in the head.
They
sir.
need more DMs. That's what they did. That's
What
what
up,
I'm
Aaron,
getting
bro?
at here. Because it does just feel like there was a little bit of an aim diff. I felt like XDL
अबे
was
तुम
holding
घिसा
it, but
पिटा
that
गेम
was
वापस
kind of it in the
Repo,
heads up Angels.
peak,
Gen G just looked that little bit
I
sharp.
mean,
फिर-
look, I say it all the time,
फिर-
but it's like Zeta Division
फिर
is
हम
trying to do all this fancy
वापस
stuff,
वो
and
खेल
Texas just
सकते हैं।
walking up and he's just
फिर
going to get
पमल
one
पार्टी
button on
भी
his keyboard, and
ऐसा
then
गेम
it's like,
बताते
yeah,
हो
nice
तुम भाई।
util, boys. Like, that was great. That was a great plan, but I don't really care.
I think it's really tough, you know. Last
भाई आना 10
stage,
कौन है
you almost
ZETA
forget
वाला
how
मैं बता
good,
रहा हूँ कोई लगा दो
especially
भाई
texture
what a
and
ban
are.
what up
And they showed
man
up today. That must suck a lot for Zeta Division. Who
भाई ये
isn't
भी कुछ
particularly known for,
ये
like,
भी तो
that
सेम
kind
ही
of
है Repo
firepower,
Human Flesh
when it
Red
comes to their roster. So I think it's gotta hurt a bit, and I do wonder what Zeta is gonna be doing to adapt to this Gen G, who's looking a lot more like they want to win it all. So we'll just have to wait and see. Let's send it to the stage and see what they have to say.
अबे Repo Peak और Human Flesh Red पे तुम्हारी साइकिल अटक क्यों गई है भाई नहीं खेलनी भाई
Here Coach Ryota of Zeta now. Coach,
अरबी
interesting
नहीं
comp
खेलनी
on
भाई
Ascent. Talk to us about the double initiator with the breach.
非常に面白い構成をアセントで使用していて、2位にでブリーチ、どういった背景があったのか。
自分たちのこのステージ2をやるにあたってちょっと自分たちの強みを探してる時にこの構成にたどり着きました。はい。
Yeah, we were trying out a lot of like different types of comps, and we found that this was our like best fit comps for the Ascent. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much and best of luck on Sunset.
Well, they had a couple different comps for Ascent, and this was the best one, he said. Morgan, you're making expressions.
Yeah, I mean, if that's their best one, I don't want to see their worst one. That's all I gotta say. We'll see if they do run with something similar. Here on Sunset, we have the Agent Select coming in now, and it's very different in style. Oh, borderline mirror matchups here, just a change in the Sentinel. Gen G going for texture on that chamber, but Zeta Division.
All in for Gen Z, baby.
Yeah, I will say, you know, on one side of things, the Cypher might actually give them a fair bit of trouble here. The tricks are going to be a little bit difficult for Zeta. They are standing out on the defense first. I think how you play around the Sage util going to be very important. Similar to baiting out those traps in this case, bait out the wall, force out the slow orbs. It's going to naturally slow down the pace of the game. And what I want to see, as always, is surely we're going to see a wall over a wall.
Yeah. Classic. I love it. I love Sage on this map.
So?
I love Sage on every map. Always give me the wall over the wall. That's what we're talking about.
You do love your Sage.
I think it's great. It's so fun.
He's the Sage guy.
He is the Sage guy. It is fun.
He loves it when they throw the slow orb down. It's like, okay, guys, we've got to slow down here. That just makes me thrilled. That, you know, jump a slow orb in a choke point, I'm just ecstatic. I leap out of my chair. Yes, they did it!
Yes, I think you've been so traumatized. This is why he is an analyst here on VCT Pacific.
जिम में कल से जा रहा हूँ एलन भाई कल मेरा जिम का पहला दिन है बेस्ट ऑफ लक बोल दो मेरे को
will be bringing to Sunset. I feel like it's been far too long since we've seen this map. We've had some fantastic and wild plays coming out from the teams here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really fun map. I can't wait to see what Pacific has cooked up. It's always interesting when a new map comes back in. People have different takes on the meta. These two teams rocking with something fairly similar, so it's all going to be about execution in this map too.
Yeah, especially with the minor adjustments, the buffs happening to the Sentinel players.
वैसे भाई जी yes sir कल जिम से आकर पिज़्ज़ा पार्टी करेगा साले
You guys have a favorite Sunset comp from
अबे कल जा रहा हूँ ना जिम अभी रुको यार सब्सक्रिप्शन भी लेनी होगी
I like the Paper X Sage. I was playing
मतलब
Sage
समझा नहीं मतलब मैं भी कल जिम जा रहा हूँ मैं पहला दिन है जीवन में मतलब
for me,
सबसे खत्म हो गया था मैं काफी टाइम से नहीं जा रहा था कल से जा रहा हूँ ऐसा We're also live on Kick by the way chat.
Take so much stronger. That's going to be a big thing to watch out for on both defensive halves here. If you can hold onto that wall, the retake becomes incredibly strong.
I mean, I really used to like their double E-knee with the breach, to be honest. You could dump traps on the choke points. You know, you're able to mid-round your way through some of these rounds. I got my eyes on texture.
Favorite map कौन सा है? ये map pool के हिसाब से.
So Zeta need to address that here.
All right, casters, let's see if these two teams are going to give us something spicy for Sunset.
नहीं डीमन भाई किक की स्ट्रीम पर रहा था मैं आपको हेलो बोल रहा था.
Sure, especially if the teams are able to, you know, give us some upsets. Maybe. What would be an upset? Is Zeta getting the win? Yeah, I think so.
अभी ये VCT stage 2
especially for this map with the expectations we've had so far, with what we've seen from
मेरे को PC reset करने का टाइम नहीं मिला अभी तक.
Like Shenji has one foot in the door already, but who knows? Especially with the compositions here. Well, but Big Time had some opinions about that one as well, and I feel like
Yo, thank you for the mango. Let's see, bro.
I mean, texture on the chamber just fits like a glove. Yeah, I mean, he had a great map in map 1. If he can do it again here in map 2, Gen G might be off to a flyer of a start in stage 2. They did most recently get a 2-0 over Zeta in their previous matchup. Feels like it could be similar stories as well, but this Sage for both teams is going to be already quite an interesting one as well. Granted, it's been a while since we've seen this map, but just last night, Tyloo EDG, Sage was used by Tyloo to take down, championship quality EDG as well, so who knows? We start things off with some slight pushes out. Oh, what a blender.
Yeah, but Gen G are the ones that are doing the majority of the blending.
And the wall.
ZETA are the blending.
Blue wall though.
Maybe
Siege को आवाज आएगा gun drop का. Oh my god, Siege भी मर गया.
Though, as Texture did pick up XDLL elsewhere off camera.
I really want to see ZETA winning ताकि third map जाए.
Here the coverage is good from Texture, but he dives away from the line on the wrong timing. The plan hasn't gone down now. It's really in check. Eco gets it done. That is a bit of a mishandle from Gen G. It seemed like they knew where he was coming from.
Lovely one by for the
peeked away
gold
from the
coin.
and I thought, what?
Pani puri, lassi.
Slight mistakes. I mean, let's take a look at it again. I mean, how often do we see these kinds of plays from ZETA? They had, that trap composition back over on Ascent, but here they just swung out off of the smoke. Some sharp shooting from Eco. Granted, he was doing that over on Ascent as well. Almost brought a round back due to his Sheriff alone, if not for Afina's clutch. So this is now one pistol in the series for ZETA.
Wait, they're going on Cypher side.
Got pretty good guns already.
Cypher का camp भी है ना अभी तक उसने spot नहीं किया.
Hold to start this round.
Looks like Gen G are going to be happy to take the ulti orb. Got a cage and a trip set up here for Gen G to try to get past it. Well, not going to be
W1
easy.
way.
Shoto using that cage to perfection.
एक और cage होगा right उस पे?
Definitely not. Meanwhile, Karen's on his own expedition to kind of check out the A main area. It's already been walled off. Texture.
He whiffed, bro.
Start this one off with some marksmanship. It's going to be quite a ways away before they can actually start to push in, though. It's not fully cleared out yet. So they want to see if ZETA is going to be giving them more angles to work around.
मेरा गला दर्द कर रहा है chat.
Texture's kind of stuck in the corner there. He needs to get some help to get out, and that looks to be in the form of Gen G actually initially kind of committing towards this B site. Smoke does go down, which slows things, but they are still working their way forward, and they're actually starting to swarm onto the site. The wall goes up just a bit too late. Absol out in front and on top of it, and that plan will be
उसने chamber को देखा बोल रहा है fuck it मैं planter को मारूंगा.
Yeah, it's an attempt by Gen G either way. You want to try to get that spike.
Yeah, next tomato thumbnail.
Yeah. This is what you want to see from ZETA. Starting to get a good sense for how Gen G's trying to approach this round. You saw the Sage. You actually get right
You're
into
nerf
the
incoming,
position
shut up.
The wall kind of boosts you up even. Yeah. And that's
अबे मेरे को लगता है chat अभी at this point Riot खुद confuse होगा कि क्या करना चाहिए Neon के साथ पता है.
To keep up that momentum.
I'm actually feeling अभी Riot खुद confused होगा कि क्या करना चाहिए Neon के साथ.
Duration yet? I mean, let's see some of that.
Visit stage 2, yes
for Gen G first time in this map. Might bring with it a bit of change.
Decent damage from the round previous as well. So once again, ZETA off to more passive positions.
और Nightmare भाई यार been a long time
man. As the camera
man.
towards B main kind of has an inkling of Gen G's
कैसे हो भाई?
presence. Calls some of the team over. Absol pushing down middle. Ooh. A treacherous path ahead of him.
Seems to have navigated it pretty nicely so far. He's kind of split the difference between the team and Texture. He's the meat in the sandwich. Ash is so close to death. They have no idea Absol has made this move, and it's all about whether or not he finds the timing. And if he does, it should be 2, which it will. And indeed also the spike drop too. That's a master stroke from Absol. Texture is able to dig out XDLL, but not at the cost of his life as well.
It's going to be a big trade now. Gen G's only way forward is to pretty much step into this B site. Off angle's already held by ZETA.
हाथ तुड़वा के बैठा क्या हुआ?
Too much to do. Great round though from Absol. That's the 4K. Has been a quiet start from Gen G. There's no doubt about that. It's quiet in here as well. I think the Gen G fans are a bit perplexed about things so far.
You would have to be.
ये काम कैसे करता है समझाना
Far cry
मतलब
from what we saw over on Ascent.
क्या
Definitely
काम
slowing
कैसे
things
करता
down this much further. And in
नाइट
all that
मार्केट कल आएगा ब्रो
absence of
16
noise,
लिखा था इसका मतलब
it's
17 को आता
absolutely
है
sneaks in. Like you said,
कार उड़ा के
Matt's a
गई
lot more lively. Lovely to see the Manny Zeta guy.
मतलब गलती तुम्हारी थी उसकी थी
Always faithful in supporting the team too.
I'll say it, and I say it every time, but I wish I
और
was that
जॉर्ड
excited about
भाई
anything in my life. They just look like they are having the best time.
Oh my god. I wonder what they're like when it's football. But now, either way, this is a very big chance for Zeta. They've gotten the bonus round. They can run away with this lead. Just several more rounds away
language यार
from
दर्शन
basically
भाई
securing a lead for
language
themselves for the rest of this
उसकी
map.
तो फिर
And
तुम्हें
they actually do manage to bring that
क्या
to
हुआ क्या
fruition.
एक्सप्लेन करो ना
You're looking at map 3.
मतलब कार उड़ा के गई देन व्हाट
Bit of a spanner in the
मतलब
works for Gen G.
खर्चा वर्चा उसने दिया क्या मिला
We had our questions, I think, about Zeta on
तुम
Sunset,
अभी जॉब वगैरह का क्या
I
सीन
have to have some about Gen G as well.
Especially for this one.
why no
We'll
TTS
kind
today
of have our fingers crossed for the timeout. We'll see what Solo can cook up. It worked out pretty nicely for them back over on Ascent.
Yeah.
But for this round, though,
yep
partial buy,
vortex
got
by
tour de
yep
force.
yep
I don't know. You're just gonna rush into A?
Yeah, might be a bit of a quicker one. Fast lane.
नियॉन के साथ क्या दिक्कत है पता नहीं यार लोगों को अभी भी नियॉन से दिक्कत है
Trying to go fast, but they will be slowed down by that orb coming through from XDLL.
Quickly, well played. Smokes as well, coming out from Sugar Zero. Now all the positions being held.
अब बताओ मजा में
The wall. Let's
एकदम
listen.
मजा में भाई बस मेरा गला दर्द कर रहा है
이게 조심하고 이거. 위에 나오는 건 내가 보는 중. 깰게. 발소리하면 낼게 이거. 펌핑 한번 하자. 펌핑 한번 하자 현철아 지금. 라우라. 가죠. 앞에 하나 있고 기다려. 내가 열어줄게. 확인. 더 깰게 이거 하나. 나 리콘 대기. 그래 이거 짧게 가릴게. 기다려. 점핑 워 친다. 그럼 사이트 블락 까줘 이거. 리콘. 스모크 깎고. 블락 깠어. 안돼.
Well, no secrets as to where Gen G are going. Zeta have
BP on
rotated a few players
Spa.
across. Still stuck behind that dark cover for now. Sugar
Nah,
Zero
that's a huge
boosts it
pussy
up.
bro
Does get
I
himself
think
just
उसको
the
नियॉन को
one. The
इग्नोर करना
trades are
चाहिए
good
था
from
पता है
Gen G. Eventually, they burst their way through in
give
onto
it
the site, but
is it thrifty
Fina, Ash also tagged up as well. Spike will go down.
Is it
Winnable
thrifty
retake here
check?
for Eco and Shota.
Very much so, especially with that wall. Athena, though, a different angle being taken by Shota.
Ballsy push. Athena's going to go down early. Brings it back to a 2-on-2. Karen is going to need some assistance in a second, but headshots are required, and they will be delivered. Karen for one, Ash on the line as well. They can double swing this line. Smoke goes out as well to make life more difficult for Eco. It was a hard-fought thrifty, but Gen G got it over the line.
just saying पिछले गेम Gen Z ने 3 इको ऐसे thrifties ऐसे हाथ से छीन लिए थे
Knew that Gen G were sandwiched into its elbow.
I think this is the
But as
first
soon as that
thrifty
stage
no
wall gets propped up,
इस मैच
even
का
with the
specific का
elevated position from Sugar Zero, Karen with some sharp shooting just gets it done, man. I mean, it blocks off so much for Zeta as they come in on the
मैं all in कर रहा
Forced that
था
one single angle, which at this point,
ये
Gen
ले
G just
bro
had that down. The slight little sidestep from Karen even, a little microplay to offset the crosshair
Tension
placement
मिला
as Zeta swung. This is amazing. Now you start off with a round as some early pressure comes in, baits out so much utility from Zeta.
Yeah, Gen G have kind of faked that they're going to go for the exact same thing they did in the previous round, and instead they reroute their way into mid, and they go fast as well. Zeta are scrambling to try to secure this rotation, but Gen G are relentless into the B site. It's just Shota. Prowler is going to find him, and Rascal will finish him off. That is a real masterstroke of a mid-round fall from Gen G.
थोड़ा lead
Ash
smoke
is
आया पता है
revived, only to die again.
It's
इसको revive
information.
दिख गया था
You kind of know Zeta's already there.
Yeah, I mean, Zeta, where are they coming from? Might be from the defensive spawn side. Possibly.
Nightfall as well.
Well, XDLL not going to have too much success with that walk up. Gets the slow orb through, but Rascal has another angle to fight on, and the backup of Karen as well. It just seems to be no way back in for Zeta.
Shouldn't be down to just Sugar Zero, who desperately tries to tap onto the spike, but with his position revealed, that's an easy spray down. Gen G back into the game, 2 and 3.
I love that round from Gen G. That was a beauty.
That's some macro gaming right there, and that's what Pilly was talking about as well. Gen.G definitely.
अबे नहीं मैं पूछ रहा हूँ कि क्या सीन अभी जॉब वगैरह का क्या सीन फिर खर्चा उसमें दिया अगर उसकी गलती थी वगैरह ये पूछा था चमन मैंने.
The intentions beating out that much utility, and it's so fluid from them as well, almost as though they already kind of pre-planned that. Yeah. Goes all the way up middle, down to the the res perhaps, but I still think that one gives them some slight information.
Sure, I mean it's not the end of the world, is it?
Insurance,
especially given the circumstances. Now back to perhaps a bit of a slow round here for Gen.G. Gonna work their way out into middle, or at least Ash is. Going alone though, so wants to be a little careful here. Smoke's coming back. It would appear that ZETA want to re-contest mid, and Gen.G will respect that.
Actually make use of that as a slight window to perhaps poke around elsewhere. Oh no.
I've sold out of the picture early. Karen's going to find another.
Okay.
This is just fishing. The bait was that early peek out from Ash. And unfortunately for ZETA, they actually bit it. Instant 3v5 on just pistols as well. This is going to be an easy slam from Gen.G. Full kit of utility as well. I mean, this one, you just flash, sight, sprint in.
1 second, Muslim memory, shut up.
From ZETA. So a couple of good
Yaar,
shots.
typo.
Could cause a bit of a ruckus. Slow orb will dislodge some of the ability for ZETA to actually have an impact on that entry. It's just going to be if Gen.G actually push forward, but they are being disciplined enough to avoid that. And so no harm done really to Gen.G thus far. Now, time to push the issue. XDLL, matter of texture. Pressure of Gen.G, still kind of just waiting to figure out exactly where Eco was. Now that he's been spotted, I think they have a pretty good understanding of what they need to do on this map. And the answer is really nothing. Just hold position. XDLL and wanted to have a crack. It's not going to pay off. So 3-3. Not a laboured round in the end for Gen.G, but they get it done.
Takes a while, but this is off of the timeout.
You can see how effective it is
general knowledge
as well.
Purpose. The coach's value definitely proving itself. This is, of course, an anti-eco.
2 second के लिए जाके आता.
You could maybe say Texture did get a little bit greedy, but you know what? They have cash to splash, so why not? It gives them information. They know exactly what they're working against, just holding those positions towards the end as well. It's always a little bit more difficult for ZETA, especially on the defensive side. They're lacking quite a bit of information that they would want otherwise. They had trap setups before over on towards A elbow, but not anymore this time. Different positions, but also great slows to kick things off. Early picks, early trades.
Oh my god, the blue wall.
Everywhere. Wall's going to go up. XDLL,
he wants to res.
Slows things down even more. Want to try and take the fight.
Okay.
This was, I think, the last thing from his mind in the end.
Just gonna spot out his bones barrel right before his eyes close. Ooh, Absol is thinking about it.
Yep. Nice line to find yourself on. Rascal walking straight at him. Routine shot for Absol. Brings it back to 3-on-3. Mid. Ooh, the push from Eco. Catches Texture off guard, but Athena has the chance to equalize. Oh, they're all out everywhere.
तो timing मिला था
Too many targets to shoot at. Now it's a drone. Meanwhile, by the way, Team B towards B. Karen
Woman is cooked.
to try and make something happen over there. It's all a bit messy. The plant is now down.
It's been revealed as
Easy
well.
position, but
TP might have been heard, or at least
Expect
considered by
करेंगे
ZETA.
उनको,
They're
yeah.
marking the A main position.
Where else could he be? There's a couple shots. There's a good couple of shots. Hang on, half tick, but it doesn't matter. Karen with a huge 3K.
Oh my god. Once again, delivering his opponents to their deaths. Let's watch that one more time. Never take this man off of the controller.
Ult for one. Look at this one,
Big
bro.
Tim's gonna have a word with you if you do that again, ZETA.
Look at this one.
It starts off with lovely aggression and a slight trap play as
my
players
God.
walk back towards middle, catching Gen.G mid-transition. Vina was even taken down. But just the slight flicks, ever so slightly controlled bursts, he's always able to reset. And that was always what made Karan back then able to isolate duels so effectively.
Of course,
ZETA,
I'm out.
If they had swung a bit more together, more
I
coordinated,
think
that could have been different.
They kind of tried to though, but
yeah,
it just
Look
it
at
seemed a
Zota's
little bit
begin.
off with that initial peak. that came through
Oh,
from
yo,
Absol.
guys, make sure you like
He
the
sort of
stream.
ducked back behind the corner as the peak came
Just
through,
like
and
me
then more from
too,
Shota. And you were just a little bit out of coordination, and that's all that it really takes at the top level. You have players that are sharp enough to punish that kind of moment. Karen does that, gives the 4-3 advantage over to Gen G. Now it's not a massive lead, but if you remember, we were kind of saying the same thing in the first half of the first map. Things were close. There was a bit of a
Silver लोग बताएंगे हमें, हाँ?
ZETA were looking good at one point, and then Gen G kind of ran away with the game. I'm just getting word that it is 1 kill remaining for Texture to get to 3,000 in Pacific.
That's going to be a hell of a career milestone as well.
I dare say he's getting that this game.
Yeah, no way he ends this half without getting 1 more kill. He's got the outlaw this round as well.
Hopefully we don't cast a curse that. That would be grim.
No way, no way, no way. I'm gonna laugh my ass off if that actually happens. He doesn't get a single kill.
He's leading the charge right now. He wants it here.
Let's go.
Round 8.
चलेगा, 2-3 वाली भी चलेगा.
Texture looking for 3,000. Fina.
Look at how far back ZETA are
यार चट मैं अपना गला कैसे ठीक करूं ब्रो, मेरे को बहुत दर्द कर रहा है. हेडर भाई खेल रहे हो क्या अभी? तुम वेलो खेलते हो मतलब अभी?
Try to draw a rotate across. Texture again hunting to see if there's anyone peeking for information right now. No info needed right now for ZETA. They are going to lock in with these players over towards B. Swing comes through. Absol goes down to Ash. A double kill for Ash, but he hasn't checked the corner. He does in the end. Spin back around. No kills on offer for Texture. They're going all the way of Ash.
Neon को? He faked it, no?
Oh no.
Oh, no
मोटाटो बकरी था गोट टिप 50 रुपीज आपकी हेट करने वालों की करडू चुट्टी. इतने क्यूट हो आप, मरू क्या मुंह पर मुट्ठी.
I mean, it's always been in their DNA still, right? Texture.
अगर नाम पता होता you are banned.
The rest of them as well. Always with 4Ks, some lovely bits of humor to keep the spirits up for the whole team.
I think we should support Indian team in EWC of Free Fire.
Again, look like they want to be going fast here. Ash is so quick through the middle of the map.
There is an Indian team on Free Fire EWC.
Prowler hunting, and Texture gets his 3,000th career kill.
Is that big +1? यही charity है सुख्यांशु भाई. Expose yourself, man.
It's just causing such a ruckus. It's gone a little bit wrong though, as the retake comes earlier than he had anticipated.
Team now stuck inside of elbow.
Last player standing.
Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to be the round that Gen G wanted it to be. I thought that started so well. I mean, Ash's space was really good, but I don't think he was expecting that extra player so close.
Yeah, no clear way out. Raxco, though, might have some ideas. If he's able to cut someone off, could route back towards a.
Oh, Chad, drink water, Chad, roughly.
Yeah, this would be a big kill if he gets it onto Sugar Zero. I don't know if he heard
Ult for one bola tha साले.
Great angle.
कोई भी round निकाल लेता है, पता है ना?
ZETA are still in the fight at the moment.
Quite competitive.
इससे पहले भी तो लिखा था ult for one और वो one ही round निकाला था.
Also, just some slight team play moments coming out from ZETA again.
Amazon की ad आ रही है और कान फट जाते हैं. हाँ क्या इतना loud है?
Tended to employ so many of those rounds early on from before, after ever since.
इस बार वो पनौती वर्क नहीं करा साला. बड़ा फर्स्ट पड़ा. मैं बोला भी तेरे को रिप्लाई भी दिया इतना बड़ा.
Just gonna keep moving
किक
forward.
का चैट तो पहले पढ़ता हूँ भाई मैं.
Up in his hands. Conditioning's already been done, so it always keeps.
So guys, we are also live on Kick
towards A.
Yeah,
ZETA trying to stay ahead of the game as well. They got 3 players stacked up outside of B site.
They're going
B site has
B और B पे 3 लोग already हैं.
Contention for Gen G, so you can understand it from ZETA.
Even backside Cypher trip.
Let's go forward.
तो दोनों ट्रिप एक जगह लगाई है क्या?
Commitment from Gen G though.
Weird क्यों लग रहा है?
Yeah, I'm a bit curious about this one. The trips are set quite far back, so ZETA playing quite defensive positions, just waiting for Gen G to walk into their crosshairs and traps. Flashes everything ready, stuns as well for Absol.
कब आ रहे हो वापस इंडिया?
But after time elapsing, oh no, rotations. It's just Sugar Zero alone on A.
अरे किक पे भी है, मेरे को पता नहीं था यार। देखो ना, कर दी बात।
If he does that at the wrong time, takes
सीधा वही बात
from
जोड़
him. It's a missed shot. So information, at least for ZETA, but I don't know how
30 seconds left.
useful that information's really going to
What
be.
is
Gen G are
happening,
going to get in
bhai?
and they're going to get a plan, and now you're going to have to play a 5-on-5 retake.
Look at the wall again as well. So deep. It's going to take quite a bit of work to chip away at it. And meanwhile, the rest of Gen G are so aware as to the only other avenue of entry for ZETA. Marking the drop. Texture has the op.
Oh, he's not connecting much with it in this round so far. Athena up close and personal will be noted but not dealt with. Shota does get two eventually, and now it's Ash's turn to try and double down. Doesn't happen. Gen G. What on earth happened there?
You gotta take a look at that again. Multiple shots, but some whiffing ultimately leads to this 5-5 scoreline. What a win for ZETA to just continue pushing forward. You witnessed the slight whiff, and that was the opening for ZETA to launch themselves into sight. And Shota, they lined up perfectly for him. Unfortunate with the positioning there.
कुछ भी, come on.
Then for ZETA to bring the score to a tie, and now they're going to be the ones with an Texture buying back in. Back towards A site too.
A bit of a change in defense from ZETA this time around.
He's there,
SDLL over there this time. And the wall going up. No one on top of it, but information there for Gen G that there was a player or two. They did spot Sugar0 and they have dealt with him as well. Ash again, the double on the entry. Nightfall goes through and doesn't spot anybody else, but Absol is still lurking around this time. Texture will make no mistake. And Ash is doing what needs to be done. Gen G trying a much more resourceful round this time.
Resourceful is the right way to call it too. I mean, this is fantastic. Tremendous work coming out, especially from, I guess, the new IGL of Gen G, Athena. Calls it out right from the previous round, kind of gets a sense to how ZETA might set up off of this round, especially since the previous 8-hit didn't quite work out, right? So surely they're not going to stack it again, and even if they do, it's a full 5. As soon as that wall comes up, they slam it shut, and everyone just asserts themselves from Gen G over on towards elbow, overall over the A site. Without numbers, with all that utility
Silica gel, do not eat.
The next round comes up, and it's the last one of the half. Texture brings toward a force. ZETA asserts themselves in middle.
Continuing to push that with the spike. Oh, a couple of shots there from Karen, but recalibrates. There's a res involved in the meanwhile as well, so we're back to a 3-on-3. They know that they've got Shota to right in the corner, but he's going to go down swinging if it goes down at all eventually. Texture will catch up with him.
2v2? Oh, 1v2,
6
HP
as well. Possible 1v2. I don't want to count XDLL out yet, but this wall might make it a bit more tricky.
गोटी गैन कोक स्नाइपर टिप 200 रुपीस. सॉरी यार तेरा गला खराब है. रुक तेरे मुंह में देके ट्रॉन्सिल हिला देता दोनों ठीक हो जाएगा. एंड मेंबरशिप भी इसी में काउंट कर लेना.
Rascal that's watching.
नहीं करूँगा.
And Rascal that's hitting the headshot as well. 7-5. An important round at the end of the half keeps Gen G.
कितना दिया?
Yeah.
But मैं नहीं करूँगा.
Still feels like both teams are relatively treading water with how close the scorelines have been. 6-6 from the previous match, 7-5 on this one. But
अगर membership लेनी है कोई किक्की ले लो यार. आज तक किसी ने नहीं ली, पता है.
The effects of the round-to-round calls. This one, ZETA just kind of crosses their.
अबे साले ये तुम थे.
Off guard, and they kind of do so. Not until the trades all come in, and then lacking trades on the other side. Fortunately for them, this is the result we find ourselves in. ZETA still trying to keep up to it. They've had some pretty miraculous rounds. They've had some pretty sneaky team plays, trap setups, the way they swing together.
OG sniper?
To the next
OG chamber बोल सकते हो. Sniper?
MVP again, Karen.
अबे क्या फन था ना. मैं कल ही बात कर रहा था किसी से तो.
I mean, that could be the recipe for
Sophie भाई से बात कर रहे थे WhatsApp पे. भाई कल पहले कितना OG अपना ग्रुप हुआ करता था ना.
The Victoria Cheng hype train just yet. First of all, I don't know if she knows how to drive a train. I feel like it could be kind of dangerous.
मैं Paul भाई, Johnny था तो पता नहीं था.
Gen G looking good.
भाई यार
some of the
crazy हुआ
individuals
कर रहा
kind
था
of come
fast
back
है.
online. Texture and Karen having their moments. Ash as well.
Sheesh, gamer, hello bro.
I'm seeing the building blocks. I'm not prepared to dive in just yet, but you know, I'm keeping a cursory glance in that direction.
It's stage 2, day 1. We're map number 2, but yes, we remain hopeful. I think for both teams too. I do
7-5, but I
kinda wanna
feel
see more from
Zeta
still.
is winning this.
They did take the pistol on this
Oh
one.
my God.
First half. We'll see if they can do
Look
it
at this
again.
PRX throw.
Genji stacking up towards middle.
Should have held the stack. It would have been the perfect size hold, but I don't know who it was. I think it was Ash that.
यही किया था PRX ने.
I don't want to do this.
EWC में same strat, same ऐसे ही खड़े थे, तीनों मरे थे.
Buckled at the knees. There's quite a bit of pressure.
Which भी कर ले, on पैसा ही पैसा होगा. अबे उस पे watching भी तो आना चाहिए ना.
Keeps Texture on his
और
toes.
Twitch पे इतना नहीं मिलता bro.
Does have a trademark to try to work off of, but ZETA take their time. Genji have already rotated or split themselves thin. So really balls in ZETA's court.
Yeah, 100%. Genji don't really have the ability to be the proactive team here. They don't have many options. They have to play this 2-1.
कर सकते दर्शन भाई.
For the smoke, always playing it safe. Drone now heard by Texture.
Well, he's got the info. So let's see what he can do. Now he has to hit some shots.
Huh?
Got that headhunter.
EPS
How many will he find one?
Ooh.
Before porting back, got a bit greedy for the second shot, and it's a good thing that he did.
Bro, it's actually 3v3 now. This is so winnable for
coming through from Genji
Gen
as well. It's gonna
Z's,
be a
but
long rotate for Karen, but it will mean.
But I hope Zeta.
Main. And if Texture hits another, then this round really opens up. Paranoia has gone well past him, but still not able to capitalize on top of that. Athena dropping.
2v1 easy, man.
I do wonder if Karen's position will be overlooked. He's managed to creep out pretty significantly, and there's a good connection, but now has to start to get on that defuse, and looks like he just wants to sit it. Goes for the half, and XDLL all over that in the end. So Genji don't quite manage to pick the pistol up. ZETA fighting back in the second half.
Still a damn good try though. Lovely stuff from both sides. Starting things off with the trades out towards middle, which really sets the round apart a bit. Texture though definitely brought so much time and pressure away for his team, just being able to find those 2 quick kills. But ZETA instantly recognized what they needed to do, right? Considering that there may be rotations coming up, perhaps market, maybe main. Let's continue to push up, to do it together as a squad. They take down Athena, and that's where they really cement themselves in. Guns now brought up once again, and they take things ever slightly so slow and
full
steady.
shims versus Nongshim. By straight up Nongshim winning, man.
20 stacks.
भाई परसों है ना गेमिंग भाई. परसों मैचेस है crazy.
Hunter active, but his head is the one that's been hunted this time.
I don't mind that. You would start
भाई
to kind
परसों तो full day
read
watch
that
party.
Texture might be fishing out for these, especially as the chamber, and
Yeah,
especially the
100%.
fact that he's
Chat परसों मैच है RRQ versus GE and PRX versus T1.
just decide on his side, you know.
दोनों
take your
मैच
pick.
खेले करेंगे भाई.
Either way, Genji are going to be either 2-2 or 1-3, and in this case, they pick the right one.
Rascal, there's nothing you can do there. Drone gets the info. Easy kill for Absol. Looks like it'll be an easy round for ZETA as well. We need to wait until round number 15 for this half to really get underway.
Hey. And that's just lovely information as well. And if you take a look at what's going on this side too, they've been kind of playing the long game for this one, feeding all the out points over to XDL.
मेरा नेट सही चल रहा है ना?
Down too. So we're looking at maybe a relatively early res for ZETA to work off of. Once again, always keeping options available for themselves. Just trying to maintain as much of an advantage as possible. This one. Minimal damage sustained as well means they're going to be going into the next round with weapons that can match Genji's full buy. So there's a real good chance for ZETA.
अबे इसका alerts कैसे नहीं बजा? First ever kick.
It is Genji's map.
Member.
This defense.
That's true.
भाई तुम्हारा 21 लेवल कैसा है? किसको देखते हो नाइटवेयर भाई किक पे इतना?
Won't be seeing Texture do that.
Yeah!
Got an operator or a rifle.
Candid, which का भी first मैंने लिया था. Love you यार.
Might be a bit worried about as well. If things switch
we
up,
got a first subscription on Kick.
Too passive. Who knows? For now, at least it's just gonna be the guns, though.
Let's go! Let's go!
Variation of the A setup. Early wall comes out. Some slight footsteps as well. It's gonna be Karan to jiggle around elbow or not.
जी नहीं है इसमें. मैंने बस लास्ट वाला देखा था जी का मैच. जी है ना परसों मैच है जी वर्सेस RRQ.
Keep holding on to that paranoia.
Shoto's still on the line. Genji gonna look to try and clear him out.
Oh!
Can't get the 1-for-1. Blinded. Karan clears out the A side very nicely, and Texture spotting middle. This is going wrong for ZETA. There's another kill on offer, but Texture not game to continue that spray battle. Backs out, happy to take the 5-on-3 advantage and hold the site. Alongside Afina, good swing comes through from both. That is a brilliant looking round from Gen G. They barely make a mistake. ZETA kind of walking into them one by one, and it's been easy for Gen G. Now they've got the guns in hand.
No kidding. Gen G just read ZETA like a book on this one. Effectively kiting the Japanese team too. I mean, you look at what happens out towards A. As soon as that happens, Texture gets a great read for what the rest of the map's going to look like. Starts to position himself to cut them off towards middle. Finds the one. Starts to TP away. There was only one way forward then for ZETA. Just not being able to find the mid-round calling didn't happen even. Now they're, well, it's just completely surrounded. Tries to at least maybe get one more alt point, but
they cooked.
Not happening. Gen G answer back.
हाथ उठ गया. पड़ोस वाली लड़की खाना देके गई. मैंने बोला भी नहीं था बनाने. हाँ भाई, that's a good neighbor. क्या बना के गई वो? बना के दे गई.
It's a big difference maker. If you need the 1-for-1 there, or if
कल नाइट मार्केट है. Yes sir, कल नाइट मार्केट है.
Control as Gen G. Everything goes well for them. The initial push outside of A, the hold in mid, and at that point the round is pretty much over for ZETA. They've just lost too much map control.
South Indian कुछ तो है. अबे वो इंडिया से है. इसीलिए पता है. इसीलिए वरना नहीं बना के दी जाती.
But either way now, Textures emboldened by the past plays.
उसको लगा होगा ये दादाजी बेचारे अकेले.
It's got ZETA on the back foot. Gonna go for the revive, and we'll.
अब एक बात बताओ चैट. सनसेट पे कब से सेज अच्छी होने लगी? दोनों जगह लिए हैं उन लोग.
負けチームはマジでこれ。欲しいとこ言って。これドロップ合わせたこれ。
トップ右もらう、左もらうわ。
左ね。はい。ボックス。開けとトラップ。入ってみるよ。それミトサートラ。
किंग किस करेगा क्या?
किंग का पिक शेयर होना तो।
सुना.
They found my trap. पढ़ा? रिमेंबर हमें हारी किया, पर हमें हारी किया.
अबे ये जला हुआ खाना देके क्यों गई है भाई वो?
Slow and steady from ZETA, but it might be about to pick the pace up a little bit here. Ash will use that fast lane just to get back out to safety. Mid control lost for Gen G though.
That's a judge as well. ZETA deciding on the A site. Gen G already in position. Look at Raxkal.
Needs a kill or two here. Gets one. No more than that. Karan might need to be the hero once again. Hiding inside of the dark cover.
भाई नियॉन ऐसा एजेंट है ना कि उसका ट्रेड लेना is so easy man.
Another dark cover goes up in the faces of Gen G.
उसको perfect spray लगा पता है.
Pretty tough retake you'd think, but again Karan making the difference and looking to get a bit more space for Gen G. Providing enough of a distraction maybe for the swing to come through. That's perfect timing for Gen G. Ash goes through the smoke as Karan gets peeked.
Oh my god, Gen Z is winning.
For a better retake timing.
This is unbelievable. I want to take a look at that again. Maybe if we Could have listened into Genji's comms as well because that was so interesting. Yeah, Zeta, you know, they try to do what they do best, slow and steady. They actually tried a bit more macro this time as well.
आपको देखकर पता चल गया अभी.
The trip outside of market before actually hitting the A site, but problem is, Genji gets a great read off of that. There's not much else in terms of pressure towards the B side of the map, so.
Chat कल giveaway हो रहा है. Sponsored by Arshad Bhai. Love you Arshad Bhai.
And then for Karen to sneak away 1 or 2 kills, that makes all the difference.
Karen is him right now in the server. I mean, Gen.G are just getting so much value out of Karen.
मुझे पता था, मेरे को याद था, but मेरे को ऐसा था कि
sneaky with a wall boost.
मेरे को याद था Arshad Bhai, but अभी मेरे को ऐसा वो नहीं था कि पूछूं क्या ऐसे.
Intel for Gen.G. Orbs for Zeta.
Send hell yeah! Thanks for the kicks,
slow and
man.
Steady. Build up to ults. Hope for a good gun round. They might come in with an execute at some point. Not really yet, not this time. But look at how Gen.G have adjusted their setups too with a trademark this time. Not to the top of middle. So that's going to slow things down. Ash is in position to slay them down as they might try to tread through.
Okay. Falling off the left side of middle. It's going to indicate they probably want to go towards A. Could be an A split. Gen.G cottoning onto that possibility as well. You can see the push starting to come across from Texture. He's run straight into Absol. It's not really going to help out too much. The info was already there. They knew it was middle. So now Gen.G going to look to try to re-aggress outside of A, see if they can take some of that space back away with T2, but it's going to be very quickly backfilled in.
अबे Nightmare भाई.
Missed shot or two from Ash. Nightmare भाई. Here as well. Karen needs this duel, and he's surely not going to win it now.
देखो ना
Absol and Eco, and it might well be an Eco win for Zeta here as well, as they've got that plan down, and it's all on Athena to try to retake in a 1v4.
Oh my god. Such incredible patience, I guess I have to say. I mean,
yeah, 100%. Zeta just bide their time and wait for Gen.G to make the mistakes.
And then, like, it's really biding their time. This spike wasn't even down by 15 seconds. You know, buckle under a bit of pressure from that point, but not Zeta. No, this was their game plan all around. Slow and steady. The wall comes up towards middle. And even as
154, 254, 354.
Decide on, you know, a single point of space to push through, you know, get a bit more breathing room for themselves. That's just Zeta continuing to like stay controlled around that space. They didn't go too far aggressive. They took their time with things, managed to stay in position for a lot of the incoming trades, and despite the nightfall and everything sent in,
randomly sent 500 kick
power with the Sheriffs. Managed to pull up the Thrifty. Look at that. 8-9, they have a good chance to turn this around. Gen.G will still be able to afford things though, so maybe
match is not matching आए ना.
Texture with Tour de Force. Starts to play around A.
501 शायद था, पता नहीं.
See how far he actually decides to push this. He could keep going if he's hearing all these footsteps in middle, and particularly with Karen finding that opening pick. In the end, Texture will hold strong for the moment, but it's actually going to be on Athena how this round plays out. Gets the 2K from up close and personal. And that is going to bring Gen.G scurrying across. Spike
send hell yeah!
But not planted yet. Zeta still looking for a fight before they try to get that plan down. Hunter's Fury is going to be ripped as well, but Ash says, well, if you're going to be popping the Hunter's Fury, that means this is a 1v1 onto Shota, and I'm for sure going to win that. So happy to take that fight. And Gen.G, again, build the lead out to 2. Trouble is, Zeta are making this competitive enough, but they're just still trailing, right? They're still trying to play catch up, and push comes to shove. Eventually, it's going to be Gen.G that hits 13 first.
Night market kal bro.
I mean, kind of like what the desk was kind of hinting at as well. Like, still a shooting game at some moments, and a lot of these like little or maybe even Athena showing his experience in that little moment. Saw a hit, anticipates the next peak to come out, and instantly clicks before the player even peeks in.
Nightmare by reach nahi hai bro. Nightmare by
Texture's in position.
Trademark there as well. He's going to spot Absol out. Won't matter, gets the entry anyway. On to Ash, Texture down as well. Karen will not save the day this time.
He tried to TP it.
Another pacey around from Zeta. We saw that as well on Asen, and it worked for them.
Spike planted.
And it's worked for them here as well. Switch things up. Okay. And really the problem in this round was then, you know, because they haven't really seen too much pressure, at least with that quick of a round from ZETA, no one was stationed towards Elbow. It was a great line for ZETA to quickly collect upon, separate angle to be able to take down Texture and the rest of the team. And now we're instantly down for a 5v2 where it's a straight save. Genji has no other choice. Still should be able to buy up for the next one though, so not too worried yet.
देखो शीश भाई जब भी तुम्हें डेट 5 मतलब डेट जिस डेट दिखाए ना उससे एक दिन लेट ही आता है, ठीक है? मतलब तुम्हें अगर गूगल पे दिखा रहा है कि 8 तारीख तो नो को आता है, ऐसा होता है.
Ultimate department as well. I really don't think too much of it yet. Maybe XDLL, who could be close to a res, but you know, Genji, they already have theirs with Raxkull.
Holy bhai.
So it just comes down once again to how that macro game could be played.
Nightmare is from Germany.
Another pacey round from ZETA, or do they try
भाई ये
to
देखो
condition
ऐसा मेरे को एक
around
दिन करना है.
what they've done just previously?
I think that the ZETA
यार मैं भी आ रहा हूँ जर्मनी.
Like, could we just watch the whole?
क्योंकि शीश भाई क्योंकि वो इधर का नहीं एनए के हिसाब से दिखाता है नॉर्थ अमेरिका.
They're just always so stoked.
और उधर एक दिन जल्दी आता है, मतलब 16 को आता है तो हमारे यहाँ 17 को आता है.
We'll see. Ever so hopeful for ZETA in this
ये
round.
लोग बाहर में बैठ के देख रहे हैं क्या? मेरे को भी ऐसा ही लग रहा है.
Condition about their quick hits over to the A site. Texture comes back in.
Yeah, Parshad bhai कर रहे हैं. Love you Parshad bhai. The light market giveaway man. Light market giveaway.
So hard to read and play around this.
Oh, Texture goes down early as well as Karen.
Oh man.
This round you'd think
another game.
Might have the key to keeping it alive though. It's going to be walled off from the site. A is taken once again by Genji, by ZETA, I should say. Where's coming through?
भाई भाई नशे तो नहीं किए भाई
तुम. Genji.
Can't make it happen.
Ash is one away from the overdrive. If you get another kill in here, he's going to send it in.
ZETA doesn't have much util. Ash has the relay bolt.
We've got 3 players stuck on the side as well, but that doesn't matter if they're going to take the initiative and take the fight themselves. Karen now starting to try to work his way forward. Could find the isolated duel, but loses it anyway. And now no chance for Rascal.
Save करेगा of course. Full shield भी है.
Irrelevant.
You have to save.
ZETA
You have to
coming
save.
back again
with an actual tie. And this is all macro. Suddenly, or finally, we actually start to see some of that cerebral gate work from ZETA.
Nah, save कर लेगा.
Conditioning out earlier on. They started to go with the rotates. I don't know who made the call. Hopefully it's Sugar Zero, or I don't know what the tell might have been. But as soon as they start to smoke off, made some moves towards middle, they actually doubled back over onto A side. Taking down Texture meant that the doors were blown wide open. And with that, they actually just were able to plant their flag firmly over into sight, you know, even pushing him down a little bit further as their wall gets broken. And ultimately, it's the fact that they coordinatedly swung out outside of the site to be able to take down Genji as they tried for that retake, tried for that early hit. Ash was in that position for the longest time. They were all just staging, hoping for everyone to get within range, but ZETA pounced on the opportunity. So now with a tied up score, Genji then finds themselves maybe soon running out of cash. It's going to be a heavy investment for Texture, the operator, in the upcoming round.
Yeah, got to make
मैंने
this
आज
one
तक
work.
बाई नहीं किया. एक बार सोच रहा था पर अच्छी बंडल वगैरह स्किन मिली तो ले लूंगा. नाइट मार्केट में तो ले सकते हो, सस्ती भी मिलती है. मतलब मुझे नाइट मार्केट में कुछ गिफ्ट कर दे दो तो मुझे पुच्ची देगा. नहीं चाहिए पुच्ची भाई, लड़की भी नहीं है तू.
Generally has kind of felt like Genji have had the run of things.
पिन वाला मत करना. नहीं यार, मैं सोच रहा हूँ डिस्कॉर्ड में बुला के गैसेस के हिसाब से करेंगे जिस पे स्किन नहीं है और उसने अच्छा लाइक करेक्ट गैस किया वो वाला.
Yeah, I mean, that's both sides of the coin, right? I really admire ZETA's perseverance on their opponent's map pick to take both pistols, come in with a scoreline like this, finally tied up. But of course for Genji as well to let things slip.
Mod क्यों दूँ भाई?
Start things off with early aggression
वो देते हैं ना, VIP देते हैं ना. Mod तो किक पे अलग होता है ना, वो काम करता है वो होता है. Mod क्यों दूँ? VIP देते हो ना.
Okay.
ऐसा होता है ना.
कैसे
देते बट मेरे को नहीं पता रुको.
Fronts outside of A main either though, so that's what Genji are considering right now.
VIP होता है ना, Nightmare भाई.
No one there. So Genji
होता है ना, पहले ये बताओ.
Maybe ZETA are up towards tiles. Maybe towards the back of spawn.
Still a lot of space taken by Gen G that ZETA kind of have to retake at some point if they want to threaten any map control. Instead, they've opted to go in the other direction. And you've still got Karen holding forward. So Gen G have got to be pretty aware now that they've probably got to have ZETA in mid somewhere.
Somewhere, right? Like, that's the suspense of all of this.
It's going to be a very late hit from ZETA, wherever it ends up being.
Check karo Nightward bhai.
Right into the line of texture, and this time he connects.
Flash VIP ऐसा हाँ मैंने try किया वही try किया मैंने.
Oh boy. Ports come through. That's going to have texture really under pressure. You get one as well out of Karen, and now Sugar Zero's been spotted out. Absol deleted by texture. That's a huge kill to come through. Can't land another one, but has provided time for the team to rotate across. It's an all-out brawl for this A site that ZETA just about wins. They get the plant at least.
Oh, huge.
Retake is coming through pretty quickly from Ash. Missed shot initially on both sides, and Gen G look like they're going to fumble the bag right here. It's all on Rascal, but this is too much to do. I mean, the crossfire is massive. Taps that defuse, but can't get it done, and ZETA work their way into that side again with pace.
यार पहली बात तो chat
call it. Oh my God!
जो ऐसे बोल रहे हो Nightward भाई को ये Nightward
try his best on that
इसलिए नहीं दिया कि Nightward भाई गिफ्ट वगैरह किए. Nightward भाई is like मेरा चैनल मोनेटाइज नहीं हुआ तब से वो मेरे घर पे व्लॉग देखा होगा तुमने, वो भी घर पे भी आ चुके हैं. बहुत ओजी है, ठीक है. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि उन्होंने गिफ्ट किया और मैं उनको VIP दे रहा हूँ. Just saying. काफी लोग नहीं जानते होंगे, अभी नहीं आते. बट मैं आयरन जानता हूँ Nightward भाई को. He's like जब मेरा चैनल मोनेटाइज हुआ था YouTube का तब से है.
You can see the effects of the timeout. They want to start off rounds by trying to read for B presence. No one's home.
By the way, ये webcam जो मैंने सबसे पहले यूज अच्छा webcam यूज करना स्टार्ट किया था, ये भी Nightward भाई ने गिफ्ट दिया था. Love you यार.
Broke on the next round if they.
ये भी मेरे को Nightward भाई ने गिफ्ट दिया था.
I mean, they've not even got the best of buys. Couple of bulldogs coming out.
मेरा पहला वायरलेस हेडफोन भी Nightward भाई ने गिफ्ट किया था. वो बात अलग है कि अभी वो नहीं रहा हेडफोन.
It's also presence made known though. Texture's also in such a forward position outside of A.
Actually, Arshad भाई ये ना किसी को समझ ही नहीं आता, पता है?
Take the fight to ZETA. It's going to be a mistake, you would think.
Oh my God!
How Ash survived for that long. But in the end, no kill comes through. Absol gets healed back.
We know, right? हाँ, मतलब काफी लोगों को नहीं पता होगा.
Fairly moot point.
Yeah, it feels a bit odd. I mean, either you get a kill, maybe you bait some utility, key pieces of utility out, but no, ZETA actually managed to hold on to quite a bit. Sugar Zero still had to flash, and mid-round calls,
सब नहीं बता रहा ना, माउस एलगार्ड बोल रहे हो, कीबोर्ड भी तो रह गया. वैसे मेरे को तो पता है ना, but मैं से फर्स्ट वाला बता रहा हूँ कि मेरा अच्छा वेबकैम अच्छी चीज है.
It's gone kind of wrong for ZETA, but there was maybe just enough done to keep this competitive. Shota will be able to get a plant.
Or 1v2, 1 HP, almost 2 HP.
Self back up, 2 full HP opponents here for Shota. Needs some perfect shots, and that is one.
Imagine.
All on the shoulders of Shota, and Texture needs to step up here in a big way. Low HP, of course, for Shota. Texture off of the line, might have timed Shota here. Wrapping around, but the headshot connects, and ZETA
my God!
How have Gen G lost that?
Texture, no way! Unbelievable plays from Shota. That was quite the definition of ring around the rosy, but either way, still with the entire game plan being played through, ZETA dragged Gen G
What was that round exactly?
Just slow plays, forcing them to think. Texture starts to feel some pressure, unsure if he should rotate early or not. At least the players managed to make the hold happen, but it comes in quite labored as well. But fumbling the 2v1 is ultimately what does it at the end. Overtime or bust for Gen G this point forward.
Yeah, I think Gen G might be mental boomed after that one. Should have been there around.
Love you, Arshad भाई.
Enough work.
देखो याद था, पता है जब एडिट के टाइम में भूल ही आता अरशद भाई, बट जब मैंने रेंडर लगाने बैठा था ना तभी याद आया मेरे को, तो फिर मैंने कैंसिल करके वो क्लिप लगाया, पता है.
Athena does have a nightfall for this round, though. It's in a pretty good position to make something happen. Reads the wall.
तेरी चैट शो हिडन में आ रही, किसको नहीं दिख रही.
Contact.
Gen G have to fight for this. They've only got a solo hold over towards B, so they need to try and take this mid control. They are not having a great amount of success in doing so, though. Just seems a bit miscoordinated, really. And somehow ZETA get away with it.
कर रहा वैसे कुछ गिवन नहीं ये हर्षद भाई स्पॉन्सर्ड कर रहे कल नाइट मार्केट है ना.
You're just like, where have they gone? And that's what makes things so suspenseful, so unsettling for the team right now, is they are split up on every lane of the map. They try to get a good heads-up read for it, especially with this wall coming out from Raxkull. But as soon as that gets shot down, like, he's going to be in a terrible position.
Oh my god.
Well, see if he can put anything together. It's just going to be the one. Karen in
Imagine
as
उस पे
well.
वैंडल होती, at least वो दो को लेता, at least.
Those shots.
फायर रेट की वजह से एक मरा बस.
Trying to save the map here. Gen G relying on Karen, and they can always rely on Karen.
Oh!
A double kill. It's still not enough to win this round. Eco tucked back in towards B. Main Texture surely got to be aware that he's on that line. Gen G are not dead yet.
कैसे निकला ये राउंड?
Karen, how did he do that? What?
दोनों चैट स्ट्रीम पे रख. अभी मैंने हटाया है इसमें वॉच पार्टी के टाइम, बाकी दोनों मिक्स चैट आती है स्ट्रीम पे.
Crowd willing Gen G forward. The Tiger Nation is backing them.
कौन रियली पता नहीं यार, मैं एक बार सोचता हूँ रात को बताऊंगा. कल बताऊंगा मतलब स्ट्रीम पे ही कैसे करते हैं.
At the end, a one and done position, and at least Raxkull does get one. But look at that, almost 90 degrees. Well, 45 here, but
Nightmare भाई, सेविंग कर रहे हो ना तुम? मैंने पढ़ा वो Nightmare भाई, but तुम सेविंग कर रहे हो ना?
I mean, still, it's a good flick. I won't take that away from him. But you need another one here for Gen G.
भाई अपना भी ध्यान रखना भाई. इतने अमीर तो हो नहीं.
Texture's forced away.
मेरी तरह गरीबी में आटा गीला करके.
But the rotation is going to be fast. Texture again connecting, but Ash goes down.
12.
Good trade from Rascal.
12.
Slow all through as well. And the heal. Gen G hold on for now. Is it going to be a cancel call from ZETA, or are they going to double pump?
Look at Karen. Well, Gen G definitely considering that fact. Raxkull 1 away from an alt, so either way forward, ZETA's going to have quite a bit of work to do. As long as Karen doesn't go down, Gen G have a pretty damn good chance in this round.
6.
Doing ZETA as well. Okay.
800 round का, yeah.
Will indeed be a cancel.
Doors shut.
Gen G trying to play safe to maintain their lead.
It's always giving forward.
Again in the key position. This is really risky from him, but somehow wins the duel. Probably shouldn't have.
उसको heal भी मिल गया.
Gets the info that was required, and that is going to have Gen G scurrying about like ants. They're not sure exactly where to go. Res through as well.
Revive करने आया था ना?
Okay, 5 on 2.
Nah, there is no way Gen G is losing this round. There is
no shot.
Freaking
XCL might be closer to Res, but bodies all too far apart.
मैं तुम्हारे माउस के लिए 3 ads देखा था. Love you
Have to go on
यार.
a real expedition to try to find a res here. I don't think it's going to come into play. Karen, perfect line held, beautiful stuff again. Mr. Reliable for Gen G today. And Eco can't get it done. It is going to be overtime. Gen G. They haven't done it easy,
5v2,
but they might still be able to do it.
5v2 man. वो भी 12-11 पे.
Quite incredible.
Genuine किसी और दिन करेंगे रेंडो.
They actually brought this up. And of course it's Karen as well to be able to do it. Both times almost map MVP.
खुद membership किया है, 2 gifted किया है, इतने kicks भेजे हो. 500 UPI किया है. ETS
in
भी.
this one, it's his tour de force.
तो रहने दो अभी.
The intention of a pacey hit ultimately gets blocked. And then the mid cancel also not quite happening either. It's a little bit unfortunate for ZETA, who tried to catch Gen G off guard, but yeah, it's not going to be happening this time. Our first overtime on the first day of stage 2. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I can definitely believe it. This feels like every esports season I've ever broadcast.
Oh my god. Look, we don't even have stats for ZETA and the overtime percentages. Oh, this is crazy.
All right. Well, a little bit of a recovery from Gen G, but let's see if they can continue that streak, or if ZETA will play the difference maker again.
They could. Look at the difference in the trip setups this time, all around the B site.
It's a very interesting trip on the B side, isn't it?
Yeah.
From ZETA.
भाई कस्टमर केयर वाले को कॉल करके गाली देना है, रुको।
Gen.G oftentimes would have
इसके बाद गेमिंग, इसके बाद मैं स्ट्रीम एंड करूंगा थोड़ी देर बाद नई स्ट्रीम।
Maybe XDL was playing the off angle, so no, actually maybe not. Might have been Shota. But either way, Gen.G will respect all the little bits of pressure early on. It's going to be that mid to B play, B split.
Prowler has dislodged that initial trip. Push coming through from Gen.G. Really putting that pressure on the side, but the rotation looks to be pretty quick here from ZETA. Still, entries are not bad from Gen.G. That's an important dual one from Athena and from Karen, and that splits the difference.
Yeah, XDL left in 1v3 feels unwinnable. Should not be happening.
No.
Even doubled back over on towards B main. Gen.G
अबे
has such a
chat
good
मैंने
way
ना
to hold the spike as it's planted for them. Wait,
Imagine!
That's exactly
नहीं,
what you want.
no,
I thought it was
नहीं
gonna be
होगा, imagine
invested,
करने की
so that
जरूरत
is
नहीं
a
है।
hefty investment, and another kill it might be required. Now it's down to a 1v1. You said this was unlosable. The slow creep, no! Surely not from Athena. Half is going to be not quite confirmed, and Athena saves the day for Gen.G. How close were they to losing that round?
What are we doing? Oh my god. That's one of those. I think
मैंने ना 2-3 महीने पहले पंखा ऑर्डर किया था। ये पंखे का मेरे को कूपन कोड मिला था, ठीक है? 2 महीने पहले, अभी तक डिलीवर नहीं किया सालों ने।
Especially with some of the elevated plays, Karen tries to go for it.
I don't know about that from Karen.
I mean, just kind of have to applaud what XDL was attempting as well, but Athena's experience right at the end there.
Timeout.
Definitely almost.
अभी 4 सेकंड भी होता CS:GO में, वह तो OT नहीं जाता।
Hit goes to a tad bit too passive for my liking without ZETA were positioned.
प्रीपेड, हाँ मतलब प्रीपेड ही था दर्शन भाई, बट मेरे को ये जो पंखा है ना जो यूज कर रहा हूँ ना वो खराब हो गया, उसमें बहुत आवाज आती है। तुम्हें नॉइज कैंसलेशन की वजह से आवाज नहीं आती, वरना अभी पंखा गर्र ऐसे साउंड कर रहा है। तो इसका मेरे को कूपन कोड मिला था क्योंकि रिपेयरेबल नहीं था इनकी तरफ से कि तुम ये लो ऐसा करके, तो 80% ऑफ हो गया था।
It's always been that slight bit of macro, conditioning, slight pumps and then fakes. It's always so.
Of course, ये क्या क्वेश्चन है अर्शद भाई?
Think twice about how they're going to.
उसी की वजह से लिया था आप भाई, दो लोग ही थे और नाइटर भाई, ऑफ कोर्स उनकी वजह से ही लिया था मैंने माउस ये। मैं इससे पहले एम चोज लेने वाला था 4K का, फिर मैंने बजट बढ़ा के ये लिया। हाँ, मैं पहले एम चोज लेने वाला था, M7 4000 का था, मैंने ऑलमोस्ट 7000 का लिया।
True. Okay, trademark to top of middle.
I thought what say, bro, crazy ना? मैं खुद बोल, रुको ये राउंड देख रहे तो मैं आपको तुम्हें बताता हूँ, बताया चैट।
So they themselves have got quite a bit of space to play with. It's just a question of whether or not Eco will come into play. You've got Karen anchoring on the side. They think it's clear. That is insane that they don't clear that corner. Oh, but Eco wins himself a duel against Ash. It might not be done here. Now the question is, do they expect Athena? Do they expect a third player towards A? Absol cannot win that duel, and that is the spark dropped, which gives Gen.G a chance in the round, but they need to clear this corner, and they won't. Shota.
There is no way. एक clear है, time भी है.
For all Athena's efforts, biding his time for the one perfect kill, unfortunately going down to Shota, who lurks all the way at the end. Unbelievable scenes. I mean, it starts off incredible because they walled off the trademark. And as soon as they push past it as well, it's an intentional trip from Shota. He actually breaks it open. So by the time Gen.G start to get wise to where the hit was approaching from, they had no one in position to trade or to find the numbers to fight back.
Karen was so isolated on that side. He was always going to be a one and done.
Exactly.
Thought they might get a bit more done on Eco with that push out of A, Gen.G, but not to be. In the end, we're back in to another round of OT.
Texture once again sopping. Different trips as well. Much more forward for information this time from ZETA. Gen.G though, trying to approach similarly as well. Towards middle, oh there's a stack.
Drone goes forward. Don't know that it would have spotted Ash out. Here comes the recontest, and indeed it did not, as Absol completely ignoring that corner. 2 for 1. Favoring Gen G thus far. Yeah, suffering heavy casualties that early in the round as well. You feel like you need to quickly reinforce either site, or at least play in a position where you can escape and dip back in. So that's what they're trying to do out towards elbow now with these two players from ZETA. It does leave so much space up for Gen G. Could walk into this crossfire though if they fail to realize the possibility of XDLL around the corner here. That could be problems. It was a good shot, initial shot, but not enough to stop this rampage from Gen G. Paranoia goes through onto Eco. He'll still be good for one, but solid trade from Karen, and Texture on this line will secure it for Gen G. 14-13, another bite
again.
at the
Gen G
cherry.
won.
Switching sides.
Yeah, juicy one at that. Both
Jim जाके तुम swing देखोगे साले.
solid on the attack. A little bit more lacking on the defense this time around. ZETA tried to get ahead, but
यार मेरे को गला दर्द कर रहा है, बस इसके बाद मैं एंड करूंगा. थोड़ी देर मेरे को गले का कुछ देखना है मेरे को, फिर मैं वापस करूंगा.
Some corners that they needed to have cleared. Unfortunately, just bites him in the back too. Maybe not quite fully anticipating that someone would have been that far up front.
फिर गेमिंग होगा ना. Yes
Or at least
sir.
for his teammates maybe to
फिर kick भी
clear
होगा.
it and trade for him. Unfortunate for Absol. Either way, move back over again to ZETA's slow and steady attack.
W?
Or do they once again switch up the pace?
I ordered a monitor. सही है, बताना कौन सा लिया.
Towards the A site.
अबे G Pro V Pro मत लो bro.
I see some pings as well.
मतलब अच्छा है. If you have budget, then go for it.
A similar round to the one that they had throughout regulation.
अगर तुम पुराना वाला G Pro ले रहे हो, 22 सुपर स्ट्राइक अगर इतना बजट है, और पुराना वाला G Pro ले रहे हो, I don't think so भी worth है.
Motions are tense as well. Gen G maybe trying to keep it light.
अबे तुम तो रहने दो यार, मास हर बार बोलते हो. तुम मास सच बताना, तुम insecure हो क्या?
Been so many rounds to
यार अर्शद भाई यार vibe रहती है पता है ऐसे.
Defensive halves so far in OT. All attacking side wins. You can see that Gen G wants to try to get ahead of things.
Beyblade बनाया मेरा कल.
Scouting outside of B main.
अबे crazy डाइटर मेरे को फोटो भी दो.
Enough still though. 3 stack on A side to try and receive the incoming hit. This is what I'm talking about, by the way. ZETA, very similar fast lane to the rounds where they played fast. Missed shots from Athena, and Ash can't
2-0
on that contact.
But I want third map.
So Gen G lose the
But it's
opening
okay, Gen Z.
fight. Ash is going to still stick around. This is a really bold position to fight from. You have to back away as soon as you take that initial contact. Again, in a bit of a one-and-done line. I'll try and love this setup. This is not ideal, but gets back out to
140 लगा उसको. Heal मिल गया.
relative safety. 10 HP though. Gen G are playing with fire right now. Heal's going to come through. In all this meanwhile, by the way, Texture seeing absolutely nothing on B.
Love you अर्शद भाई. वो भेजा WhatsApp एक सेकंड में. मेरे को कॉल चालू है.
Cancel and reverse back. Oh no. That's gone all
कस्टमर केयर
wrong.
वाले को कर रहा हूँ मैं.
Come on, Texture, make a move. No one can win a defensive round. Elfish is so upset. Well, you call it. Gen G tried to play with fire. Unfortunately, they do find themselves singed. Well, it's not done yet. 3 on 5. It's not a great position to be in for Gen G, but until it is locked in for ZETA, we cannot confirm anything. Ash going down is perhaps going to seal the deal, and Karen gets traded out. So Texture would need to be a miracle worker to end it here. I don't think there are going to be any miracles to be had here. He's on and off, only has 1 headhunter round. It's OT, so the banks come up a bit short. Positions as well for ZETA. Not a believer then. I mean, a situation like this, come on. No, sir. 14-14, we go again. You just got to think about how the round began as well. I mean, Gen G trying to get ahead of it, but the execution a little bit floppy. Yeah. You could tell Gen G wanted that fight. It all kind of goes a little bit wrong when Athena loses that initial duel. If Athena actually wins that, it's a bit of a different story. But sometimes that's just the way things go.
30 seconds left.
It's one of those things, maybe they tried to come up with it on the fly, especially after the timeout, but that's just how strong
how stoked the fans are, how strong the executes have been on this A site for ZETA. All that utility. And we go back onto Gen.G's attack. Same trips from ZETA. The approach this time different, but Absol's in position up middle. He sees nothing. Quite clear as to where Gen.G are positioned. ZETA trying to get ahead with spams.
Karen is
If ZETA
he's
winning
already
this-
in the side. No way! Oh, Karen! I can't believe they continue to commit to that. Shot through is not going to land. Man, that was ballsy from Karen. Through the fire and flames, he gets the double TP.
Shoot.
And then the double kill.
3v4 by the way. Op bhi hai.
Blink and you miss
Gen.G
it.
can't lose
Holy
this round,
cow.
right?
And now it's a burst out of Boba. It's tough.
Good shot from Tech
Yup,
Shot.
yup,
And that'll
yup,
pretty much be
yup,
that. So
yup.
another attacking sided round and another chance for Gen.G to close it on their defense.
You know what another it is? It's another heroic round for Karen. How many has he had already throughout this entire
Pose क्यों
series?
दे रहे हो Nightmare
From a
भाई?
1v3 clutch to this TP. You're kidding. Off of the fast lane from Ash, the haunt as well. Showed up
अबे मुंह
Ash
पे भी लगा है
got
क्या?
to it, but because of the wall, it just had no idea what he was shooting at. Karen lands the perfect shots. Oh, they're gassing him up for sure.
I mean, it's not just the shots, it's the play as well. Like, that guy, they were swinging, they were hanging, that's all I'm saying. He was...
You can't say that. Okay, we're
उनका
back to
accident
ZETA
हुआ
on the
यार.
attack. Always so tentative with how they begin. Gen.G has done well to take
मुझे
a bit
मॉनिटर
of
बता
forward
दे सही है
space.
भेजा क्या आपने?
Trip setup as well, just in case Gen.G
What
does
the
go a
XT
little too far
super?
ahead. But now for everyone to
ये मॉनिटर है?
regroup, re-engage towards a single site.
अच्छा
First
तुम्हें
point of
मॉनिटर
contact,
पूछ रहे भाई
Athena
BenQ का देखो ना
has to get
BenQ
out of
का
dodge.
400 हर्ट्ज वाला crazy man.
Pushed away by the drone. Prowler won't really slow ZETA
Go
down
for
all
it.
that much.
अगर इतना बजट है
And
तो
again, you know, they've
तो मॉनिटर पूछ रहे हो मुझे लगा
position to
बता
do
रहे
what
हो.
they've done pretty much throughout their entire attacking half, which is bully their way in onto A. Let's see if the defense can hold again this time. That paranoia timing was perfect. Again, it might be Karen that
GG.
is the hero for the team.
GG.
First with the util,
Actually,
then with
GG.
the shots. Now
Actually,
forced back
GG.
to the safety of the
Actually
site.
GG 2-0 ending this.
And Gen.G have the player advantage on the defense for what feels like the first time in forever. Spike down. This might be it. ZETA have fought so hard to get to this position time and time and time again. But it may not matter.
3-1 ना.
15 seconds left on the
There is
clock.
no
Showtime
there is
in the
no way.
1-on-3.
वो wall
And I
अगर
don't think
लोग
he's
चले
got
जाए
it.
ना वो wall तोड़ के
Gen.G
भी नहीं जा
lined
सकता
up,
उधर.
watching the spike. Texture misses a shot. It's still not done, but finally.
What is he
The shot
doing?
connects, and finally, Gen.G will finish it off. The 2-0 today. It was not an easy 2-0, but it is a good start to the season, and they have to take some heart in that.
You definitely have to. Making it this close, the overtime, right in the first series of stage 2. But also for Gen.G to be able to come up with the goods when needed.
ऐसा लग रहा है ना कि ओ शिट अब कैसे हिलाऊंगा माउस. इसको देख के ऐसा लग रहा है ना.
Read for where ZETA want to push.
इनका हाथ फ्रैक्चर हुआ है.
Necessary. I mean, big kills all throughout this
ऐसे देख
entire
रहे हो,
series.
shit!
Not just this map alone.
अब कैसे?
We've had Chiron, we've had moments from Ash, Texture as well. But so far, the calling from Athena is
yeah.
quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good look. It's a good start for Gen.G. I think we're going to need to see more before we're fully convinced, but maybe that hype train can get rolling. And for ZETA,
Z by 2-0 ही कर दी बे. 2-0 ही कर दी. 2-0 ही कर दी. वेल अरे मोटा भाई 1 गेम में एक और स्ट्रीम स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ ये एंड करके, बट मैं आधे घंटे में स्टार्ट करूंगा. आधे घंटे 15-20 मिनट में. वो इंस्टेंट स्टार्ट नहीं कर रहा. चैट कल नाइट मार्केट है. कल नाइट मार्केट गिव अवे भी है. थैंक्स टू अर्शद भाई. देन कल गेमिंग भी करेंगे और परसों डब्लू मैच होने वाला है दोनों, तो परसों मे बी फुल वॉच पार्टी। परसों मैच है जीई वर्सेस आरआरक्यू एंड पीआरएक्स वर्सेस T1। नेटवर्क कितने बजे करोगे? मैं भी आऊंगा, मैं बताता हूँ मेरे को भी नहीं आइडिया। वो उससे पहले वॉच पार्टी करेंगे 1:30 बजे, तो अराउंड 4-5 बजे ही होगा। अभी ऑन एक गेम नहीं, अभी ये वॉच पार्टी स्ट्रीम है, इसको अलग ही रखना है मेरे को, तो हम we're ending this। मीडिया देखो, अबे सही तो हो यार नाइटवर भाई, क्या हुआ यार तुम्हें? ये देखो भाई, क्या हुआ? कुछ तो हुआ नहीं है। क्यों यार नाइटवर भाई आरआर कर रहे हो इतनी? क्यों रो रहे हो भाई इतना? हाँ करूंगा करूंगा, मैं वो भी करूंगा। हर्षद भाई ये स्टेज 2 खत्म हो दो। नॉट गोना लाई, फ्री फायर वालों ने वैलोरेंट से कॉपी किया है। बबम बबम, ऐसा एस। अबे ये कैसा कैसा कौन से गन का साउंड है? ये ड्रैगन गन का नहीं है। ये क्या खेल रहा है? अबे क्लिप देख रहा हूं मैं। अब AK-47 का है चमन। वैलोरेंट की बात कर रहा हूं, कंपेयर टू वैलोरेंट ये किसका क्लिप है? 20 मिनट में आ सकता हूं मैं, बट मैं आके ऐसे तुरंत ऐसे 20 मिनट में ये ले आ जाके स्ट्रीम स्टार्ट कर दूंगा 20 मिनट में। अबे इजी था यार भुवन भाई, बहुत इजी इजी वन साइडेड मैच था। इसी बात पे मैं प्रिडिक्शन ऐड कर देता हूं। थैंक यू। चूज आउटकम जेनजी। ये लो 98% लोग विनिंग, कुछ नहीं मिलेगा। क्लिप तो मेरा है। अबे तू फ्री फायर खेलता है अभी भी? चैट आई ब्रो, थैंक्स, थैंक यू फॉर द वॉचिंग। हम मिलते हैं 20 मिनट में राउंड में। एक गेम खेलता फिर ठीक है, एक गेम खेल ले तब तक आ जाऊंगा। सोमनाथ भाई व्हाट्स अप यार, थोड़ी देर में मिलते हैं नई स्ट्रीम पे। मैं जा रहा। लव यू नाइटवर भाई फॉर द ऑल डब्ल्यूज। नहीं मैं ये कह रहा तू अपने बैनेट के वक्त बहुत। अबे स्टिंगर में इतना नहीं होगा हर्षद भाई फील। अबे पहले तो अभी मेरे को आईडी ढूंढना है किसी का, जो मतलब मैं ही ग्राइंड कर लूंगा आईडी, ऐसा कुछ। पहले तो आईडी ढूंढना है मेरे को। लव यू अर्शद भाई। आइट गाइस सी यू इन थोड़े टाइम वाईटी पे। डब्ल्यू गेमिंग वैलोरेंट करेंगे, उसके बाद वी कंटिन्यू किक। चेक मॉनिटर पर बैंक्यू 4, बैंक्यू के अच्छे रहते हैं। मतलब ये लेना बैंक्यू ये वाला जावी का, जावी का देखो, उसके अच्छे रहते हैं। आइट गाइस मेरा ले लो, लॉल पुश भी हो जाएगा। असना ब्रो। अरे गाइस मिलते हैं थोड़े टाइम में। मेरे को फटफट कुछ काम भी करना है, निपटा दूं। आ जाना। यप 20 मिनट्स अराउंड 20-30 मैक्स।